How's it going, Kirk? Oh, I forgot to do an actual intro to the game. Oops. So let's go back and fix that. So I'm not sure if I'll do some YouTube editing magic to put this at the beginning of the stream. But I meant to give a little intro before I started the game formally. I mentioned it, and then I was excited to play the game. I skipped a couple steps. So why don't we transition back into the game, and I'll give it a brief overview. So I'm just going to leave it on this screen for a couple of minutes just so I could talk about it. So, actually, before I begin, I'm seeing Crick saying tired because he woke up way too early. I know the feeling. I had kind of weird sleep coming into today's stream, but let's talk about Berseria. So, I would say in terms of games, this is going to be a dark game. It will have lighthearted moments, so it won't be like a total downer. I feel like where I draw the line with like how much I enjoy a dark game is like that fine line between like character desperation and actual hopelessness, and I don't feel like it really goes too far into the realm of your character can't do anything. But I feel like along the way in the journey of going through Velvet's perspective, I feel like a lot of rather mature topics are covered, and I feel like for the most part it does them pretty well. So from a plot and kind of moral standpoint, I feel like this game does quite a lot of interesting things, and I hope everyone feels that way as they go through the game. I guess a common question coming into the game is how much of the other series do you need to play? Is it mandatory to watch something like Tales of Zestiria to get the plot of Berseria? My answer to that is no. I feel like this is a really solid standalone game. So if you had not played any other game leading into this, I feel like you will probably have a good time, and there will be a couple of wink wink nudge nudges, in particular with things like the treasure relics, or I think there are a couple cameo fights, but in terms of main plot, you don't need to know anything. The game will explain all sorts of terms that were established in what is technically the sequel to this game, or this could be considered the prequel to Zestiria. And I feel like it covers all that, so if you haven't seen any of that, that's fine. It will be revealed naturally during the story. In terms of how I feel towards the game, this is now going into Overall, I want to say my third or fourth time playing the game, and this is the second time I've played it on the stream itself. I feel like the plot stands up. I like the voice acting. I like the combat. I have a few misgivings with it, and I'll be upfront about it. For me, I feel like the game difficulty is a little on the lower side for a Tales game. So that's why I usually try to crank that up, which is what this run is going to be all about. Just playing on the hardest and highest difficulty from start to finish, hopefully, at least during the main plot. So that way we could see a bit more of a challenge in that regards. But at the same time, I feel like we're still going to be doing a lot of plot-based things. I will try not to skip any skit. I will try not to skip any NPC dialogue. I will try not to skip anything, because honestly, I feel like this is one of those games where everything keeps building upon itself. And I just feel like a lot of satisfaction when you get into some of the meatier chapters if you actually spend the time to go through the skits. And I don't say that for a lot of games, because there is just a ton of throwaway dialogue that usually doesn't go anywhere, but I find it very interesting what they do with the NPCs in this game. So I hope this is a trend in the Tales series, that they take those little things that the NPCs do and incorporate them into side stories, or even sometimes skits themselves, or cutscenes. And I hope that continues to be a thing in, hopefully, if they release another Tales game. Supposedly Tales of Arise at some point. I think that's about all I have to say about the game. I have a lot of fun with it. I would recommend it for single player. It is probably also one of the best multiplayer games that you can have, and honestly, there's no excuse not to do the multiplayer now. Because when this game came out, there was not really a strong scene for things like Parsec, things like the Steam. Sharing games was absolutely not a thing until this year. So I would just recommend picking up a copy whenever it goes on sale. Now, kind of to note, I think Steam will do this for a while. They will charge quite a lot of money for it. I don't agree with it. This is going to be one of the times I say I really like the game, but wait for a sale. It does not make sense that they are still asking for full price at this point, because this is a game that has been out on the PS3 and was sort of also, and then it eventually came out on the PS4. I mean, like, this game has been around for a while, just for some clarity. But I think with that, I'm going to cancel the license. And one other thing I'm going to make sure we end up doing is, I think because we did a New Game Plus, we did not see the intro video, because I feel like the intro video should have played at some point. So we're going to kind of wait for it to kick in, and we get to hear the intro for the first time on a recording. So we'll give the game a couple minutes. Chris in the chat is saying, we really hope to get news on Tales of Arise soon. I'm hoping so. It's marked as postponed indefinitely. Berseria did release in 2016. That is a good point. It's been a while. So technically, I want to say Berseria came out in October 20th of 2015. So they were released pretty close to each other back to back. However, I don't really recommend going back to Berseria. I mean, if you've watched the other playthrough, I would say cool. You get to see like more of the characters that were hinted at. But if you're looking for some closure for a lot of the characters from this game, I will let you know you will be very disappointed going back to Berseria. So let's see. We'll give it one more second. I guess I'll say small issue. I wish there was a way to play the video a little quicker, but it should eventually transition into a video. We'll give it a few minutes, chat. Chris in the chat is saying there's a Tales of the 25th anniversary of Tales on the 15th of December. They're focusing more on the history of the franchise and on the mobile titles. I mean, that's good to know. I'll keep an eye out for it. I'm hoping they'll discuss another actual release game. The chat saying some of the connection issues are there, so I touched something, so hopefully it should just be smooth going forward. Hopefully you do not hear the motorcycle people in the distance. I hope they go away. Okay, that's good. At least it means the microphone filtering is kicking in, because it's, for me, it's actually pretty loud. I'm surprised the microphone doesn't pick it up. But I guess because of the decibels, it doesn't quite hit the threshold. So we'll give the game like another 2 minutes. Usually if I linger on this screen, it will play the movie. I'm surprised it hasn't done anything yet. So how's everybody else doing? So I'm seeing things like... Kirk saying he's just got that what is sleep energy. I'm slowly waking up. I'm considering getting another drink. We'll see. I think in terms of talking about the game in in general, I think the game does a lot of speaking for itself, so I will try to find the downtimes between conversations, but because there are a lot of vocalized lines, I think the game does a pretty good job at explaining the story and everything else. Don't think I have too much to add. I think it's just pretty solid all around. Granite in the chat saying it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit here, and the high is supposed to be 38. So I should probably check what temperature it is near me. It is 38 degrees Fahrenheit for me. It's been a very cold day. The chat, we'll give this another minute. I'm not sure why the video is not playing, because I know when I leave it on, it usually auto-plays, and I don't know if I hit something by accident, but it's fine. We'll give it a courtesy minute, chat, and we'll move on, I think. Unless that's like some difference that I'm remembering from the PS3 versus the Steam version. Which is possible. Because I was going to say, the PS3 version will definitely autoplay. Because I first got this game on the PS3. So that's where I was saying I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 playthroughs. So I did beat it on the PS3, then I bought it for Steam. Because I did like the game a lot. And considering it was on sale, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know this game came out in 2016. We can see the copyright down there, but it's like, do I really think it's appropriate to spend $40 on a game at this point that's more than 4 years old? Not really, chat. I like the game, but they, you know, they have to set some realistic expectations. Granite Knight saying now you wanted to play it won't. I know, I'm not really sure why it's not playing the video, but we'll give it 30 more seconds, chat. I got the timer up on my side. I'm not gonna put it on the stream itself. Because, I mean, just think about it this way. We got, like, the Berseria video to autoplay without any issues, but now the game is like, nah. I don't know if it has to do with, like, the fact that I've touched a menu option, which would be kind of weird. Anyway, well, chat, we're gonna give it the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the video is just not gonna play. That's fine. Let's click back into the game. I will turn that off. The game has refused to play. I'll go see if I could play it another time for you, chat, but it is just absolutely refusing. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's just one of those things that just, it usually just works. I think this is the first time I've ever seen the video not autoplay, so I don't know if it's because I went into the license menu beforehand, because I don't normally click on stuff before the video. I'm just shaking my head because I see the cats calling the spirits kitty clumps, which is not really a flattering name. So, for the chat that hasn't seen the game before, the reason I didn't go up this path, and I'll just show it to you, just so you have that visual confirmation, is that if we come up here, we could get a treasure chest, but there's a small gap stopping us from getting to this other treasure chest. So I can, for example, slide down that little hill, but I cannot cross that gap for the treasure chest. So we're gonna have to come back later if we want that item. So now, chat, we are, plot-wise, shipwrecked on a frozen continent that, or at least some land that they call Northgand. And I believe they mentioned the city by name already of Helives. So we're going to go there, and we're going to hopefully get another ship, because our goal is to get to Logres, the capital city, which is located in Midgand. Also Gand. Chat, there's going to be a lot of Gands. The cat is saying he doesn't want to curse us. And Velvet responds, you know how to get under a person's skin, don't you? So there we go. We have completed our conversation with the cat's NPC. So, as you might imagine, they might not take too kindly to a demon walking around. Especially since we're technically with Rokuro, and we're, like, passable as human, maybe? But obviously they don't like us, so we're going to be wanted at some point. So we have to somehow get into the city. So let's see what they have to say as we approach.
Exorcists.
Well, that's just inconsiderate. Word of the prison break couldn't have traveled so quickly.
I somehow doubt they'll just let us in looking the way we do.
I apologize about earlier. I didn't mean to steal this.
The compass.
You okay with this? He could be working for the exorcists.
I'm following him.
Is he your dessert?
If necessary.
So I think Kirk was asking some questions that I think is fair game to answer, just for a little clarity.
Must have gone this way.
So this game takes place 10,000 years before the start of Zestiria. The terminology will be a bit different between the different games, but some of the concepts will be the same. So I will say that pretty non-spoiling thing is that the Seraphim and Molochs are the same thing. I don't think there's any actual difference between them. We're actually going to climb up this vine before we go any further, because I want to make sure we get the Sage to increase our max health. You know what, let's also try to go to this city, just so we get bonus dialogue. Apparently the response is, look, you don't want dessert, looks like the kid went by the coast. So we're getting kind of walled off here. So I would say that some people might have a complaint with Berseria when it comes to the open world exploration, because you are prevented from free roaming for quite a while, and there's not too many side ventures. So people looking for a true open world experience, you will not really see it there.
There's a ladder.
But I feel like at the same time, I don't feel like that's any different than some of the classic Tales games. And I feel like most Tales games are actually like that. Where, like, yeah, you could generally explore the area that you're in, but it's usually just like one of two destinations you could go to. Ultimately.
A storehouse?
That smell. Flamestone.
Flamestone?
Also known as Melchionite, a rare mineral only found in Northgand. Mix it with sulfur and you get explosives! Mix it with oil and you get fuel!
Sounds dangerous. If it's true.
Believe me or not, it's your call.
Looks like the boy got away.
Well, we're in the city now.
Well, then let's scout for the Maritime Guild. Whoever's in charge of all these storehouses must have their hands in the shipping trade and shipbuilding.
And we could use a true sailor, if we can find one.
Now that's a plan I endorse! We dodged the sea's murderous grasp this time, but who's to say our luck will hold?
We should look for some weapons too, if I'm to be any use in a fight.
You're still wearing one.
Nope, not an option.
So now we're in Helives, tranquil boreal capital. We're gonna get that 480 Gald. Let's explore the rest of this place, because again, while I might have an absurd amount of cash, my equipment is very lacking. So I really don't want to pick up things like life bottles necessarily, but if we could get any equipment, That would benefit us. Yeah, I feel like the game does enough to kind of, like, draw intrigue into it. Like, Kirk in the chat is saying he's very curious as to why he cannot draw that sword. So we're gonna slowly learn the character history as we go through. Oh, yes, we got an item, which is what I'm looking for. Great. And I feel like if you think the characters are a little one-note in the beginning, I feel like you will very much change your mind over the course of, like, the next 9 or 10 hours of plot. I really do feel like most of the characters have, like, a very big character growth at some point. Arguably, some of them still remain pretty much the same, but you'll see what I mean as I go further. Let's see what this merchant has to say in the meantime. So he says, it takes about a week for a large craft to sail south to Logris. So, I mean, I guess that's confirmation Northgand is north of Mid. So I guess things are named relative to Midgand. We got a little bit of confirmation there. Oh, and they say that the savior Artorius is there. Townsman says, I'd love to see him with my own eyes, but it's too far for me to travel. I love that Velvet... They talk about it being too far to swim, and then Velvet's just like, Artorius! Right in there. So yeah, we're gonna take every opportunity to do the side quest. So let's talk to the little kid.
I'm gonna be an exorcist.
Me too! I want to protect my mommy and daddy!
Hold up. Exorcists are warriors who protect the whole world from demons. You can't just protect your parents. You've got to protect everyone.
Oh, that sounds really hard.
It is. And it's precisely because the exorcists are working so hard that we look up to them.
Yeah! Exorcists are the best!
They're treated like heroes. I suppose to normal people, they are.
So now Velvet is acknowledging that we are not necessarily playing the hero role in this game. The hello, conscientious boy, what do you have to say? Praetor Teresa can manipulate a pair of child Malakim simultaneously. Well, that seems rather plot relevant to what we're looking into. So we saw a child Malakim go up to us earlier, so perhaps Praetor Teresa is his handler. And that means she could perform double the deadly arts. We'll have to keep an eye out for Teresa, chat. I saw the blonde one walking around by himself once. He was holding a really fat book, too. Those seemed like traits from things we've seen from other characters introduced so far. Kirk says that's some info bomb unexpectedly dropped from side conversation. I really feel like the characters in this game, like in terms of flavor text as well as plot, they actually tell you a lot of things that are going to happen if you bother talking to them. It's very interesting. Let's talk to the peddler. The peddler says there are beasts in the seas beyond here. Pirates that prey on trading vessels. Chat, it sounds like maybe if we try to set sail later, we'll encounter some pirates. We'll have to keep that in mind, chat. But they won't get away from it much longer. There's a special cage with their name on it. Yeah, what does that mean? A special cage for pirates? Maybe we'll also see what that means at some point. Or perhaps that could be a reference to the prison island we've already escaped. As one could say, prison is a cage. Sailor says she's a real beauty. Latest design in Carex. Able to sail open seas with plenty of room for cargo. She'll carry the resources of the north to every port of the Empire and bring the world's goods to Helives. Okay, so that guy's just bragging about a ship. So at least we could see there are ships to take. But we need to get permission to take them. Or at least we're going to start by trying to ask for permission for them. Something tells me that if Velvet doesn't really get her way, I don't think that's going to stop her from taking a ship, chat. So they're saying that they managed to get the cargo off, but the Abbeys really clamped down with their inspections ever since the disaster. So it might be hard to smuggle things, is what we're hearing from the locals. Sailor says it's a hassle, but inspections are in everyone's interests. The Abbey's rules keep things fair and equal. Apparently, the storehouse is full of dangerous stuff no one can enter without permission. Well, we learned a little bit about the Flamestone. It seems like Magilu was able to identify it. I think Kirk in the chat wrote earlier something about, ooh, explosions. We'll see, Kirk. We'll keep in mind that there is a very dangerous warehouse we just came out of. So let's continue to talk to the populace. Ooh, so it seems like we need to get registered as a visitor, is what he's saying. Quote, we don't put up with rule breakers here at Helavies. Well, we'll keep that in mind. It's unfortunately not an item back here, but we'll take the souls since I already walked there. And again, we're just gonna slowly walk to different characters. So apparently Helavies has the largest number of exorcists in the north. Well, that's not good. So we kind of went to one of their strongholds. Chris is theorizing it could be an icicle disaster. Very true, it could be. Oh, so that's interesting. So we heard about the Praetor Teresa from the little kid, and now we're getting confirmation that her full name is Teresa Linares, and she's a Praetor of Praetors. So we've basically found the #1 general, and she apparently resides within the city that we attempted to go into. So maybe not the best of destinations to end up with if we're trying to avoid the Abbey. So they're basically saying put 100 demons in front of her, she won't flinch. Compared to 3 years ago, it's almost like a dream how peaceful things are now. And thanks to the exorcist for warding the demons off. Yes, it would truly be a shame if a demon was able to walk around in this city. So now Velvet is trying to find more things related to the plot, so we're asking if there's anybody we should be going to. And the response to that from the townsperson is he's saying the local shipping guild handles everything ship-related here. Just keep heading down this road. So presumably that's where the star icon is. So we didn't learn like too much. Kirk is going 3 years ago. Yes, it's very true. See, dates are starting to line up. Hello, Exorcist Orderly. He says, this sanctuary is dedicated to the Empyrean. Offer your prayers for clearer vision. That's kind of strange. If you remember, we had some other conversations earlier where we heard a plural being used, but now only a singular is being used. I wonder why that is, chat. Let's talk to the priest. Oh, look at that, chat. We're learning which Empyrean they're talking about. Lord of the Void and all creation, eternity, and aether. Empyrean Anominat, please hear my humble prayer. Forgive us for our sins. Relieve us of our suffering. Bring tranquility to our souls. Well, chat, it seems like they worship Anominat. Kirk in the chat's like the Void. Yes, Kirk, the Void. I'm sure this is fine, Kirk. Young Mother says, people seem to wander to the sanctuary whenever they find themselves idle. Nearly everyone has lost their loved ones since the opening. Even my own husband fell to demon blight, and it seems like that is a son sitting next to her. They're saying, don't cry, the exorcist made sure that daddy's soul went to the Empyrean. Let us pray that his spirit rests easily in the bosom of the Empyrean. So apparently Teresa does lead the services in the church, because the girl is saying that she's expecting company soon. So probably going into the church was also not a good way to get out of the Abbey's attention. Which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Chris is asking if we're gonna pray. Not quite yet, I'm afraid. His mother says it won't be long, just wait. From obedience comes order. Engaged woman is sitting next to engaged man. They're very excited to get married. Engaged man explains that the exorcists have delivered us from 3 years of torment at the hands of the demons. We cannot thank them enough. All we could do is pray for their safety. So it seems like the Abbey's basically treated as heroes if we're going to go off of the events of the opening itself. Hello, townsperson. What do you have to say? These lamps are dedicated to exorcists and soldiers who gave their lives in the defense. Okay. I mean, there's quite a few there, but it isn't like an entire room for it, so... I guess it could be worse, Chad. It could be worse. He explains that they could do little more than offer their gratitude and remember them. The soldier says thank you. It means a lot of... Oh, excuse me. It means a lot fighting in the knowledge... Or excuse me, I cannot read sentences. One moment. It means a lot fighting in the knowledge that someone will be around to remember me. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's more candles over there. I guess that's a little more sad. Or actually, if this is also dedicated to them, then that's starting to get to a pretty high number. I was gonna say 12 to 14 candles, like here, and then like another like 20 or so there. Like, that's a lot of people, but it could be worse. But then I saw the other side of the room, so oops. Okay, chat. Our goal... we don't have a skit with them yet. That's fine. So our goal is to eventually go to that star, but we're going to see if we can avoid it temporarily. So as you remember earlier, we were talking to the cats, and the cats said that we have to use the spirits in order to unlock the chest. So basically in every single location, including every town, there should be at least one chest. So we have now found the cat's chest. Unfortunately, it's next to the plot, but we now know it's there at least. So we picked up a few herbs at this point. I might as well just use them to buff our base attack. Now, one other thing I want to show is that some of the items we pick up do not show their description since we're a New Game Plus. It's just there to speed up the process, but I'm going to go ahead and go back into the new menu. So if you remember, when Ceres died, it showed that ring. So the description of the ring is a product of Ceres' Oath, a special item that draws out Velva's Break Soul ability. Just for a little clarity there. If you're wondering why I unlocked the ability, that was there. So I was looking for one other thing, but I'm not seeing it here. Yeah, so I think we scrolled through the Ventite earlier, which we don't really have to know. We'll just kind of ignore these. We'll acknowledge that they're there. These last three I think we got while playing because we did not start the game with them. So if we look at this, it says provides the ability for equipment to trigger a random skill that improves the 6 basic statistics. So the game will basically kind of gate off what kind of power-ups we can get. So because we've defeated certain bosses already, we can now start seeing things like attack +5, defense +5, max health +30 on random equipment. And my preference would be to not get the max health because we started with the bonus health. Preferably we get attack or art attack. Vampire's Glaciate we unlocked, I think, in one of the last fights that we just did, and it improves our ability to restore health. I would probably prefer the HP recovery on defeating foes because I honestly really don't use the absorb HP skills at all, and we don't even have any, I think, at the moment. And then we just unlocked this, I think, from the very last fight we did with the dragon. Time you can't use items reduced by 12%. So we'll acknowledge that. So one other thing I'll kind of mention here, it's not really important to know, but I'll just throw it out there as kind of like a fun fact. So there should be, I believe, 112 herbs in the game. And whenever you pick enough herbs that it reduces below 50, it will randomly respawn one of the other herbs. Now, I say random, but I feel like it actually has a lot of consistency to it. So if I always pick them in the same order, I will always force them to respawn in certain locations. So my goal is, because I've played it a lot, I generally know where they will respawn at this point, as long as I don't miss any on the way there, if that makes sense. So that's why I want to make sure I pick up the herb in this town. My preference is that later on in the game, there are a few different woods we could end up going to. And those have the red herbs, which are basically more effective than the green variety. And we could kind of manipulate it in a way that the red herbs are the only thing that respawn, which is pretty unfair. We've now attained a Blood Blade. It's a sharp, instantly retractable gauntlet blade, perfect for surprise attacks. So we've now acquired a new weapon. Unfortunately, it's one we already have, which is a bit disappointing. But we're just going to kind of look through here. I might switch it out so that we use the Amber Gauntlet, or Garment, because as I said before, I like to start at the bottom of the list and work my way up. So you could see, like, there's a very big gap between our Wind Ring and Fire Ring. There should be at least 3 items in between these, so we'll have to keep looking. Hey, Antos, how's it going? So I think with that, we've collected all the items that we can get at the moment. We're going to attempt to walk to the star destination to talk to the Maritime Guild, but I'm pretty sure something will happen as we approach.
There's a group of sailors. Is that the guild?
Oh, hey, that weapon shop looks promising. Good luck with the shipwright search.
Boys. Poor creatures just can't be separated from their favorite toys, can they?
It's true.
So we're gonna ignore him briefly, chat, because we have something of more importance. So, chat, I want you to remember this, that at the start of the chest opening, the chests initially only require 15 souls. So we're gonna spend 15 of our ludicrous amount of souls from the other playthrough. And now we've acquired a new accessory, which are the square glasses. Goodbye, cats. So the game is now sealing us off, so we must talk to the Maritime Guild. Which I guess is fair. Let's go chat with them.
Is this a shipping guild?
Damn that dial! What does he think he's doing by trying to resist? We wouldn't be in this mess if he were dead.
Excuse me. I need a ship repaired.
Sorry, but we can't help.
What makes you say that?
Guild business is currently suspended. By the order of Exorcist Teresa of the Abbey.
Lady Teresa.
Number 2, did I give you permission to speak?
Lady Teresa, how long must this punishment of ours last? You know it was all Dial's fault, don't you, my lady?
I know Dial was the one smuggling Flamestone, but your guild, through its negligence, shares responsibility. This rule was set down by the Abbey to maintain order. Do you disagree with it?
No, my lady.
We will capture, interrogate, and sentence Dial. When this has been accomplished, you will be free to continue business. And you, girl, aren't you cold dressed like that?
I've just arrived from the south. I wasn't aware Northgand was so cold.
A young woman ought to keep herself warm.
Thank you for your concern.
My. So this is how the Abbey flexes its muscle, hmm? Cruel, cruel world these days.
I see how things stand. If I catch this Dial person, you can repair my ship, right?
Sure, but I warn you, he's a demon. He escaped after killing a bunch of soldiers who tried to capture him. Can't be done without an exorcist.
He's from a small village outside the city. If you're doing this, I'd imagine that's a good place to start searching. He's a brute with the head of a lizard. I'd prepare for bloodshed.
Hey!
Anything could happen. It's best to keep our options open.
While you wait, find us a good navigator.
I wonder what darling Rokuro's got up to in the meantime.
Let's check in on him at the weapon shop.
So we're gonna not check on him. We'll give him a few more minutes. Let's talk to these people here, and then I want to address what the chat is talking about. So they're saying, Dial's a demon lizard. Chat, I want you to know, somebody was very much amused when they named Dial, because he looks more like a crocodile. I think they definitely had fun naming him, chat. So let's see, with this current cold snap, you should be able to kill him easily while he hibernates. Remember, he's not a human anymore. He's a vicious monster. Show him no mercy. The Shipping Guildmaster says, meddling with demons is madness. Didn't say I didn't warn you. Okay, the guildsman's wondering what they're gonna do. It's gonna kill their livelihood. And the response is, there's nothing we can do. We can't go against the Abbey's orders. So it seems like Dial has done something to get them in big trouble, and apparently he's killed people in his escape. So we can see that there are 2 buildings we have not investigated within the town. And what's kind of nice is as you look at the world map, not only do you see a whole bunch of icons, but there's a reminder of what to do next in the plot. So wants us to check up on Rokurou. So Kirk in the chat had asked earlier, let's see, Magilu's dressed similarly, and how is she not cold? So she actually is cold. I want to draw that up because that was a plot point. So when we first arrived, she complained that she didn't want to talk out in the open because it was too cold. So she seems to feel temperature, but on the flip side, it doesn't seem like Velvet or Rokurou feel anything. So I just wanted to clear that up based off of earlier conversations in the chat. So why don't we try heading to the other end of town? Hello, Herbs. I want to make sure to grab you. Let's also increase our defense +2, because I'd prefer not to explode in a boss fight if I have an option. We'll go down this way. I think there was a chest. Yeah, there's the chest. Hello, Amber Fragments. We'll learn what to do with you in just a moment. So the townsperson says, spirits are drinks for grown-ups and fuel for the soul. Every place makes them in their own way, but drink them and you're drunk. That's the rule. And then he hiccups. So we're going to continue to ignore Rokurou, chat. We don't have time to quickly do things. Oh, that's right. There's nothing up on the 2nd floor. That's a shame. So the customer's saying, the men at that table, they're saying some terrible things. I'm going to tell the Abbey about them. Taverns are made to filter out the garbage of society. Wow, chat, that is quite a quote. So one other thing I want to kind of address, and I think the chat also mentioned it, but I want to just mention it out loud so that way people rewatching it on YouTube or whatever can hear it. So we're seeing kind of like a class divide already between the Exorcists and the Malakim, because one of them was literally named number 2. Presumably there were 2 there, so the other one is named number 1. So we're seeing that the Exorcists are maybe not the most respectful towards Malakim. So we'll keep that in mind. Also, they both appear to be wearing a strange collar. I'll just note that for now, chat. These are just observations that we as the player/viewer have maybe noticed. So the drunkard is saying, to the heck with orders and rules, cursed those stone-hearted exorcists. Tell me, is life without drink really a life worth living? And then Unsteady Young Man replies, you said it. I almost hope I come down with Demon Blight so I could drink their blood instead. Ooh. A little bit of a rebellion there.
You don't have to worry about getting attacked by demons while you're here in Helavies. This town is under the protection of the Abbey Praetor, Lady Teresa Linares. She keeps us all safe.
Wow, she must really be something else.
She is. She's lauded as the frozen queen of the exorcists. She's as cool as ice and as pure and dazzling as freshly fallen snow. She's just the white knight Helavies needs. Our town is as beautiful and pristine as it is because we have Lady Teresa here with us. Anyone who disturbs her order, whether human or demon, will be frozen by her wrath, soul and all.
Sounds just like an exorcist.
The way she glares at the filthy. Oh, if only she would look at me like that, with those ice-cold eyes. Teresa, my love.
If she lets idiots like him run around loose, then I'm sure she's not as infallible as he thinks she is.
I like... Oh, Teresa fan. He said it again, and he said it before, and he'll say it again. He loves Teresa. The voice actor is really getting into it, chat. I know, it's amazing. Like, I think the game is genuinely funny. I think that's also something I will note. So, I actually don't think I want to go to the inn quite yet. I know there's a skid if we wait for Rokurou, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever tried sleeping without Rokurou in the party. What happens when I do that? Oh, we just get the inn music and nothing else. That's fine. We're just gonna immediately sleep here. Fortunately for those of you that have seen Zesteria, I will not be sleeping like 120 times at the inn. I will do it like maybe once per town visit, and that's about it, which is much more reasonable. So let's see if there's anything else we could kind of view in here. The other guy was talking about building up the courage to talk to somebody. Okay, so the trader's saying the shipping guild is under the wing of the Abbey. They've turned the city into the greatest trading hub. Helavis has become almost shamefully rich these past few years. So they're suggesting maybe the guild is doing something untowards, because the wife is wondering, is the guild taking more than their fair share? So they're thinking maybe there's some bias because he's not affiliated with the guild. But we'll keep that in mind, chat. So Kirk is wondering in the chat if Demon Vacation is seen as rebellion. Maybe that's why we've met demons, even the werewolves and were-tigers that had sense and could converse. I mean, that is a very interesting statement. Because we keep hearing constantly from the villagers in particular that demons are monsters and they lost all sense of self. But we've already seen that's not the case. So we're already seeing a little disconnect between what the common people know and what actual reality is. Not really sure why it started our save file down there, but anyway. Just save over that and ignore all the other player icons. Well, Rokuro, I think if I try to leave town, I'm not able to, so we'll talk to you in a moment. Townsperson saying, seeing a Moloch is as common these days as seeing a cat or a dog. But it seems like the opening, because we're going to tie together key events. See, chat, this is how you establish a timeline. We're going in chronological order, and they're referencing the very beginning of the game. So apparently the event where we became what we described as a Therion also allowed common folk to see Malachim. So we'll keep that in mind. So townsperson's asking where they suppose the Malachim come from. They seem to be alive, but they don't answer if you call to them. So we're getting the name of the village out to the west, might be known as Beardsley. And we're being told to best avoid the front entrance. Fair enough, chat. Let's see. Soldier says the Abbey provides the people with special Moloch forged weapons that work against demons. I don't stand much chance against the monsters, but I'll gladly do what I can to keep everyone else safe. Okay, so now the common folk... So now it sounds like the common folk actually have a means of dealing with the demons, because that was a big thing in this universe, that most people cannot do anything to deal with them. And we saw that very briefly with Velvet in the intro, where we literally could not hurt them.
Found a real good one. The blade was badly rusted, but once I polished it up, it turned out to have a fine edge.
I can scarcely believe something of that quality was languishing in my bargain bin. You've taught me quite a lesson. The weapon is yours as payment.
My thanks.
So you'll help us out?
Of course. How did your errand fare? I see. So we're hunting a reptilian demon called Dial, are we?
We'll check out his hometown first.
Have fun, you kids!
You aren't coming along?
I'm afraid I've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. That little matter of tracking down my betrayer. Besides, if I stick around, I'm not so sure I wouldn't wind up as someone's midnight snack.
My pellet has standards. High standards.
All the more reason to skedaddle!
Okay, so we'll just talk to the merchant. So we missed a little bit of a tutorial with the merchant himself, which is fine. So we're going to acknowledge right now, chat, that we do not have the ability to upgrade our weapons. We could see there's empty slots within the store itself, so we'll keep that in mind. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to buy everything. I don't care if we have this item already. Like, we could see that there's the number purchased versus number owned. We're just gonna go ahead and just spend money. It's fine. And then now we have a second playable character, Rokuro. And let me tell you, chat, he is he is a very interesting character. But before I do that, I want to start him learning the lowest possible of all the armors. Wow, we have the colorful waistcoat. That's right. That's kind of unfair. Chat, if I find I'm not doing enough damage against the bosses, I will probably equip this. I think we got this from getting the shop rank to at least 9, if you're curious where this came in. So this is an armor that doesn't boost any of our defenses, but only increases attack power. I think I'm okay with that, chat. We'll probably switch to that when it gets too hard. So because he's new to the party, he does not have any of the earlier skills, so that's why I'm making sure we go back and do that. Now, we've unlocked a whole bunch of skills with him already, which is fine. One that we'll probably continue to go towards is... Let's see if he's gotten it already. Oh, we are so far away, chat. I don't know if we'll get it in this playthrough without me grinding a lot of Mystic Arts, so I need to get to 1,000 Mystic Arts used, which is kind of ridiculous. We'll leave him on his default title because this is what you would normally get. So we'll get another 10% to attack and focus. Not that I think he needs focus. Okay, chat, here's the moment of truth. Does he have the most broken move in the game? Chat, he doesn't. Oh, I have to work for it. Oh, what a heartbreaker, chat. Oh, no. Okay, chat. He gets a move really early on in the game, and you'll know when we get it, because I'm gonna get very excited when it happens. So here's the deal, chat. If you want to play as Rokuro, which I do mention is actually probably worth doing at several points in the game, please, please, please take off Crimson Flash. This move is absolutely terrible. I will probably make my top skill more paralysis focused. Conceal Blade is not bad, so you notice that he kind of has an unfair advantage over some of his other party members. Look at that, chat. He can attack down, stun, it counts as an element, and it has an enemy type. So there's 2 different enemies that this is good against, and on top of that, it has a double effect. So Concealed Blade from that kind of standpoint is pretty strong. Now, generally speaking, I will want to have kind of one button dedicated to stun. My other 2 buttons are dependent on the character, and the bottom row I don't usually use too often. So I'm going to go ahead and probably remove the Mowing Blade here. I'd rather get another stun move. So I might do something like double Concealed Blade into Mirage Dance. And what I'll do is if I see that I get the stun, I'll just not use my topmost button, just as like a general rule of thumb. So I'm going to make his other one just Fire Burst for now, just for some clarity. So kind of like Velvet, he has a hidden art that uses fire. So we'll take advantage of that every now and then. And as I said before, I don't really want any of the health absorb moves. I don't really find them that useful. So we will probably, for now, say, why don't we make all of these paralysis? So that way I know where paralysis is in the combo. And I guess because we have, like, literally nothing else, I could make this Crimson Flash. Or actually, it'd be better if I wanted to show it off. The Crimson Flash should be in the side buttons. But yeah, we don't have any too crazy moves. Honestly, you know what, chat? Let's just make all of this Fire Burst. So as you can tell by the name of Fire Burst, Form 1, we'll be getting quite a lot of forms. Our goal is to eventually get to, I think it's Form 8. Which is not the last one you can get, but it's probably my favorite one. But for now, we're going to have to work our way towards that. But there's one other move that the moment we get it, the game is over. Like, say goodbye to difficulty, chat. So our goal is to level. And actually, let's see. What is his next learned skill? Form 2. That's not the skill I'm looking for. But hey, it looks like we're going to get another hidden art with Velvet very soon. Megasonic Thrust. So what's kind of nice, chat, is that unlike in Zesteria, and I'm sorry to bring up Zesteria again, but unlike Zesteria, you can tell if there's a skit waiting for you when you go to an inn. And that makes such a big difference.
That was a good session, if I do say so myself. Tomorrow's drill will be even faster.
I thought he was being a crazy demon again, but come to think of it, this is just him being him.
There we go, chat. Real quick skit, not too bad. I think normally doing that unlocks an outfit for him, his like training outfit.
Look, a yak. Hey Velvet, here's a fun fact. Yak tail hair is considered to be among the highest quality materials for a helmet's plume.
Wow, really? Also, I don't care.
At my house, we had this helmet. It was an incredible piece, covered with yak tail hair. The talk of the town. House Rangetsu has two treasures going for it, people would say. The Helm of Yak and Stormhowl.
They must not have thought very highly of the rest of you.
Why do you say that? Although, I guess I can think of a reason or two. Oh well, it's nothing a demon like me has to worry about.
I just like the sarcasm coming in from the protagonist. I like the also I don't care. That line got me, chat.
Did you hear? That navigator for the shipping guild, Dial. He turned into a demon. He supposedly killed and ate his crewmates, then ran off.
Demon Blight? In Hellawes? What do we do?
No need to worry. Lady Teresa is already dealing with it. She'll hunt down that Dial character in no time.
They say that once you change, you can never turn back into a human. Is killing him our only option?
Killing him would be a mercy. Demons are just monsters who've lost their humanity.
Yeah, you're right. Things like that aren't human anymore.
Not human, huh?
The Dial apparently came from the village to the west, and they're now having suspicions against strangers. And apparently that village is refusing to listen to the Abbey, so we're getting a more flavor text for that. So it seems like not everybody is directly protected by the Abbey or exactly likes the Abbey. So the soldier is saying, Praetors have stronger resonance and can tether more and greater Malakim. The uniforms are also different, so you could tell them apart at a glance. The Abbey runs the world, so it's best to know at least a little about their organization. The boy is saying, demons killed my grandpa and grandma when I was little. The girl says, Mom says my aunt and uncle and cousins got eaten by demons. The boy says, I'm not sad anymore. The exorcist killed those demons and avenged my family. And they're all cheering for exorcists. And Velvet thinks to herself, talk about a thirst for revenge. Oh, the irony, Velvet. So let's see. Let's talk to the little kids. There should be a skit here.
Let me get this straight, Alpha Area. You want to form an alliance with my Gamma Area to bring down the Betas?
Correct. It's the classic strategy. Ally with a distant state and strike a neighboring one.
What is this? A council of war?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Is that it? Indeed. If your Alpha forces and my Gamma forces work together, Beta Area is done for. I like it. You've got yourself an alliance, Alpha Area.
Excellent! We shall be victorious in this year's Hellawes Grand Snowball Fight. Let us toast to our victory.
This isn't a snowball fight. It's a snowball war.
Fools! I was the one who engineered their alliance. Once they eliminate Beta Area, the Alpha and Gamma forces will launch a full-scale assault to destroy the other. Exhausted, the victor won't be prepared when my Delta army sweeps down upon them. They have sealed their own doom.
These kids really fight dirty.
All's fair in snow and war.
Uh-oh, chat. They're wondering what the enemy teams are doing, and the girl from First Street says, alright, at my house we're having Mabo curry for lunch today. The girl from Third Street is jealous. Fourth Street girl is also jealous of Mabo curry. Some people have all the luck.
Ooh, this cold is beyond ordinary. Well, Halavis is a northern country, but still, it wasn't this cold when I was a kid. The cold, snow, and ice were never this bad. I know it for a fact. It's that... what do they call it again?
Global cooling?
Yeah, that's the one. The Abbey says the world's getting colder. Thanks to all this cold, I need more warm clothing. Worse, I have to shovel snow and chop firewood all day. Who's responsible for this global cooling? Let me at 'em.
Well, don't look at me. It's not my fault.
So Chatty Woman says, it's cold, cold, cold. It's so cold I'm getting heated just talking about how cold it is. Chad, I wonder if that has any parallels to the real world. So Savvy Old Man says, I haven't seen Diana around here lately. I think her mother Medusa said she came down with measles. That's kind of strange. We don't normally get too many named characters, chat, so we're gonna have to remember that this old man has mentioned Medusa with a daughter named Diana. Wonder if that'll come up in the future, chat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a very, very quick break. I need to refill on drinks. So hopefully you also stay hydrated, chat. I will be right back, I promise. Okay, chat, I am back. Sorry about that short delay. So let's get back into the game. So, I think that covers every conversation we can have within here. I'll just double check the Abbey's church real quick. I don't see any new conversations, so we're gonna leave. So our goal is to go to Dial. We're not quite sure where he is. But for now, we're going to head to his home village. Maybe we can learn more about his location. So again, we're just going to kind of pivot the camera around and see if we could see anybody else that we could talk to, but not seeing too much else. However, I can see there's another skit over here.
What a beautiful ship.
Isn't she? She transports flamestone and sulfur to the capital in Midgand. Have you heard of flamestone? It's this new explosive material the Abbey developed. Thanks to their discovery, we can make some really powerful new cannons and explosives.
Explosives. Sounds dangerous.
It is dangerous, but it's also necessary. Not only are there demons about, but we've humans to contend with too, with pirates and bandits in ever-increasing numbers. On the bright side, with a higher demand for flamestone, Halavis is prospering like never before. Flamestone is the only reason our little snowbound city is thriving. A keelhaul to anyone who says otherwise.
So this ship goes to the capital. If I asked, could you take us with you?
Nope, not happening. The guild ordered a total suspension of activity. We can't lift anchor. Besides, any ship carrying precious ores has an exorcist on board for security. You need the Abbey's permission.
Sounds like they keep a tight lid on things.
Yeah, I guess. But the Abbey makes the rules, so what are you gonna do? Without the Abbey, humanity would be dead in the water. A keelhaul to anyone that says otherwise.
Sailor says we lived another day. Praise be to the Abbey and Lord Artorias. So Kirk is noticing a very interesting detail that Magilu knew about something that's rather recent. I will not go into too many details, but she called, I believe, the Flamestone Melchiorite, if I'm not mistaken, a few moments before we entered the city. So I think we can safely say that there's something a little suspicious about her, but we don't know quite enough information yet. And actually, Chad, I forgot to double check something. Okay, I don't see anything else in the tavern. So that's the kind of the nice thing. I'm pretty sure we could see all the mini objectives. It seems like we covered everything. Seems like we have a little skit we can go to. So let's go to that first. Again, we'll pick up the souls that are kind of on the way. Even though it's technically shorter to go up the vines and over in terms of, like, on the map distance, the climbing animation's pretty slow, so I'm gonna avoid climbing unless I really have to. So our destination is to the southwest, so clearly I'm going to ignore it and try to go to the north.
Nothing but ice and snow as far as the eye can see.
Are you cold?
I'm fine, but I'm not the one with the exposed midriff.
Doesn't bother me either. And watch where you let your eyes wander.
Hey there, sorry. I meant no offense. So you still retain feelings like shame then?
Wait, you don't?
Me? I've lost a lot of my human feelings. I figured that was just part of turning into a demon.
I didn't know that.
But deep down, I'm still the same person I always was. And I can still enjoy a good drink. I'm glad I haven't lost that at least.
If you say so.
So as we approach further to the north, we could see a cluster of flowers, chat. They might look a little familiar.
Look, there's something growing all the way out here. That is one gutsy flower.
It's a Princessia.
That's quite an elegant name.
My sister loved them.
I see. Thank you. And everybody's in position, I take it?
Yes. Preparations are underway now. We're all looking forward to it.
Not much longer. Keep up the good work.
Of course.
If anyone can succeed, it's you, sir.
The time is nigh, Celica. Time to do what needs to be done. For you, for him, for everyone. Is something the matter, Velvet?
Oh, no, I just didn't want to disturb you.
Perish the thought. You're not disturbing anyone. She's your sister, too.
I know, I just figured that, well, she loved you the most out of all of us. And that, you also loved her more than anyone else, so...
Velvet, there's no ranking among family. Celica, Laphicet, you. You're all very important to me.
Yeah, you're right.
It's almost the anniversary of her death. I better go to the Cape and pick her a Princessia.
That's a good idea. I'm sure that would make her happy.
Yes. I really hope it does.
That snake Artorias.
They say flowers have different meanings and stuff, right? Any idea what Princessias signify?
Betrayal.
Oh?
That's not quite the meaning that was given at the beginning of the game, chat. So Kirk is wondering in the chat, he's talking about the loss of self by degrees. So I guess my theory is that they kind of lose things that are opposite to why they became demons, I think. Which will become more clear as it goes through. That's just my own theory. So it seems we can't go to the north because things have set up watch, so we can't leave out this way. But yeah, I would say for most people, they don't go purely mindless. I mean, we see ones that are just wandering around Maybe the ones that are mindless are more of like the hate or rage-filled conversions. Ooh, I'm not allowed to climb that yet. That's a shame. So again, we're gonna try to avoid most combat. I'm not super interested in the fights here at the moment.
I see a village.
Let's go ask around.
Thank goodness I was here. But any further attacks and...
An exorcist. Was that Dial she slew?
No, it wasn't a lizard demon. Are you crying?
It's just... everything that's going on. Demons run rampant in the Outlands, and yet the Abbey has explicitly chosen not to come to their aid. It's true we haven't the forces to be everywhere at once, and the people of the Outlands refuse to obey the Abbey's rules. It's a heartless decision, I know, but it follows from the Abbey's perfect logic and principle.
Why make excuses to me?
I'm not making... My name is Eleanor Hume. I am a praetor patrolling for the Abbey. What is your business here?
We heard there was a murderous demon in this town who fled from Helavis.
The Shipping Guild incident, yes. I've been looking into it, but I haven't found any clues yet. Worry not. We will track down that foul demon and put it to the sword.
Did the exorcist lady go away?
Yeah, she's gone.
Oh, good. I didn't want us to get eaten.
Eaten?
I mean, I don't know anything about a demon.
It's fine, you can tell me. I'll keep it a secret, I promise.
There's a lizard demon in a cave to the north. He said he'd eat the whole village up if I told anyone. I'll give you these. Don't tell anybody, all right?
Got it. That's a promise.
A cave to the north.
Gotta say, the folks here really don't trust the exorcists, do they? This is actually rather good. What's wrong? A worm?
Nothing. Can't taste a thing.
Huh?
So it seems like Velvet
We need to. Let's look for that cave.
can't taste apples.
That woman said she was patrolling for the Abbey. What's that mean exactly?
They're hand-picked agents who travel the kingdom gauging the Abbey's success in the demon fight. They also make sure the other exorcists are conducting themselves properly. I suppose you could liken them to military police. Since the Abbey imposes so many rules on the populace, they want to show they're above board.
But if they need to police themselves, isn't that as good as announcing corruption in the ranks?
Some would say it's more honest this way. Idealism alone won't change the world. Maybe that's why our determined little exorcist was crying.
I bet you're right. That does fit the picture.
Although it's best not to take a woman's tears at face value.
Huh?
Just some common wisdom.
Oh, Rokuro. Hello, little girl. What do you have to say? Don't tell anybody about the lizard demon. Pinky promise. When we go to Helavis, we can't tell anyone we're from this village or they'll persecute us. Wow, that's kind of intense.
That's one fine yak you've got there. What an adorable face.
You might not want to lean in too close.
Why?
That is nasty!
That's why.
Yaks ruminate the food they eat while they digest it. Their burps are one of the foulest things you'll ever smell.
Same as cows and goats. Everyone who's raised livestock knows that.
I think that point's been driven home. That's a smell I never want to ruminate on myself.
Yak burp. Poor Rokuro. So the villager saying, the village used to sell sulfur taken from the cave up north. Now the trade routes lead to Helavis instead, so we don't have much industry anymore. All we can really do is make charcoal and raise yaks. I'm laughing at Chris in the chat saying, oh, hi, Rose, I didn't know you were a yak now. I mean, it's true. Maybe she's a yak reincarnated. Let's see. Let's increase our art defense. It's looking kind of low. Oh, look at that. A special kind of chest, chat. We got a new item called the Twin Charm. Let's take a look at that. So, because we got a really high shop rank, we also got the Misfortune Ward. So again, if I feel like we are struggling too much on a boss fight, we could probably triple our current attack power. The power of the shops is pretty real. So because we got the Twin Charm, even though we will lose out on a lot of art damage, which is not ideal, I do want to start learning these other abilities. Oh, hey, chest. Look at this. Look at this, chat. There's another chest. It costs 15. We found a cat's. The cat's refuses to give us anything, so that's unfortunate. The villager says the rules and orders make no sense. Yeah, I stole the medicine for my sick child. What parent wouldn't with a child writhing in pain on death's door? Is that really a crime worth banishment? So one thing I think I forgot to show is that we technically picked up a item to look at. I'm trying to remember where it was in this humongous list. Oh, I didn't see it when we went through. I'm looking for square glasses. There it is. So technically, we unlocked one of our first attachments. I think at the moment I don't really want to add it to Velvet. There's a character I think it fits a bit better, but I will acknowledge that that's what that looks like. Let's see. Hello, herbs. Ooh, art damage +2. I do spam it with Rokuro towards the end of the game, so let's buff his art damage a bit more. The youth says, I planned out a tar mining operation in the Hollow with the buddy of mine, worked on it for 8 years. Teresa said it was unnecessary, and it ended it. Who is the Abbey to be butting in on a free man's affairs? So it seems like there's a lot of restrictions being placed on them. Oh, chat! Oh, they're patty caking. Yes! Look at them go, chat. Look at them! I will have the conversation with them like this so I can watch the patty cakes.
This village seems much more run down than Helavis was.
This is where the Abbey sends its malcontents. Don't conform or accept the Abbey's rules or commit a crime, and you'll end up here with the rest of the refuse.
And I take it the Abbey doesn't care what happens to this place.
So, disrupt their precious order, and you get banished?
Exactly. I'm sure they'd say it's all part of their notion of reason.
Oh yeah, that exorcist Eleanor said something like that.
After the Advent, the exorcist showed up to quell the tide of demons and to restore the human world. But demon blight keeps spreading, and the only places they can keep safe are a few of the bigger cities. There aren't enough exorcists to protect everyone.
When the going's tough, cut off any excess baggage. It's the rational thing to do.
I suppose so, but it's too heartless. And that right there, that's the Abbey for you. Humans aren't livestock, and we're not machines either. That's why some of us here, myself included, chose to live here of our own accord.
Guess there are all types of humans out there.
The important takeaway here is that exorcists are neither invincible nor infallible.
So it seems things are not quite the perfect order indeed. Oh, we may be a stranger, but he won't treat us badly, chat. Because that would be what the Abbey would do. Weapon dealer says, my father was a smith and I sell the things he left behind. Well, you don't have anything for us to purchase, so that's unfortunate. Villager says that Dial is a wretch of a son, though. He ran off to make a fortune trading, and what did he do? He ended up a murderer. And his father thinks it's only a matter of time before he returns. Ooh, apparently that's Dial's father. He says, forget it, I've given up on him. So, According to him in front of the other villagers, he's given up on his son, but he's gonna try to protect the village. Ooh, somebody's mentioning Eleanor, who we bumped into before. She's an odd exorcist. We're opposed to the Abbey here, yet she comes and asks us all these super serious questions. She doesn't seem like a bad person, but she won't live long if she doesn't smarten up. Wonder what happens if the exorcists themselves go too far, chat. Maybe we'll see that at some point. It's fine, we don't need to save yet. Ooh, excuse me, chat.
Wait. My granddaughter said she spoke with you.
Hey, hold up. It's not like we threatened her or anything.
Don't worry, I know. I gather you intend to continue your travels, yes? Then take this. It's nothing fancy, but hopefully it helps.
And he unlocks the best feature in the menus. Oh my gosh, chat, this feature is overpowered. So the game is going to explain to us cooking. It's pretty straightforward. We'll unlock recipes over time, and each of the foods have different effects. It works the way you think it would work so far. So now it's just going to force us to do cook and eat, so we can make some prickle boar sausage. So this is not too dissimilar from the other Tales games. And it's just saying we need ingredients for it. Now, each of the characters will have a specialty on them, and depending on how leveled up their cooking skill is, we get additional effects. So not only do we recover 20% health if we go under 75%, but we get minus 10% stun. Yeah, it's one of Velvet's greatest skills, but you can no longer appreciate it. It's very true. So as we cook, we gain experience. Now, the game doesn't actually mention it here, so I'll add it here. But technically, each character has like a favorite dish, which I think you could tell by the quotes they say when they cook it. And that will grant you more experience than dishes that are not considered within their skill set. So for example, prickle boar sausage would be something Velvet would be a specialty in. Or her quiche, if we have her quiche. Now, here's where this gets really, 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 really unfair. So, auto cook, which is, I don't think it explains it in here, but every time you cook, chat, we get a full health restore. So every battle, as long as we have ingredients with auto cook, will full heal us. It's absolutely silly. This is like way too powerful. I don't know why this is in the game like this, but I'm like, whatever.
Ah, now that hit the spot. Hey, Velvet, can I ask you a question?
You can do whatever you want, but just because you ask doesn't mean you're getting an answer.
So, about that whole apple thing, you can't taste anything?
Not entirely. I can taste blood.
Nothing else?
Nothing. And I don't think I can feel full either.
You don't think? You talk like you've never had a good meal before.
I haven't. Not normal food, at least. Not since I became a demon.
So, what have you been eating?
Please. You were in that prison with me.
I'm sorry.
Forget it. This is just what I am now. As long as I have a recipe, I can still cook. And now I don't even have to worry about how it tastes.
I suppose.
Food keeps my strength up. That's all I care about.
Got meat, got nutmeg, swords and spirits, learned a new recipe.
Oh yeah, the guy at that weapon shop gave me some booze for the trip. I nearly forgot about it.
You really think it's a good idea to drink when we've got demons to fight?
A little drink'll warm me up.
I thought you couldn't feel the cold.
That's true, I suppose. Well, I'm not drinking it anyway. I'm using it for something.
Like what? Got some wounds to clean?
That's one use for it, sure. But I've got something more practical in mind. By pouring it on the pegs that hold the blade and hilt together, the wood will swell and hold everything firmly in place in battle.
You've got such a one-track mind, I swear.
That's just the kind of demon I am.
Okay, so let's take a look at the cooking menu one more time, since it kind of forced our hand to go through it one by one. So we could take a look at the skills. It seems like we will unlock quite a lot as we go through. Rokurose reduces the burning effect by minus 40%. Not honestly all that useful, but maybe his later skills are a bit better. So chat, I will teach you something very silly to do.
Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready.
Chat, I think the food's ready.
Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready.
Let's level her up a little bit, chat.
Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Food's ready. Surprising how I can do this with no sense of taste.
It is surprising. She learned 1-star recipe aptitude. Chad, I think at some point I'm just gonna turbo fire on some of the food ingredients. But I figured we'd level up our cooking. So what this will do is that now we can make more advanced recipes. So right now, because I think we didn't port any over, we do not have the ability to take advantage of it. But for now, we'll leave it as is. I think she is set up to be the auto cook, which we might as well as.
You sure you want me for...
So the basic goal is that as we get them to cook, they can use more complicated recipes. And some of the effects are actually pretty good. Like we'll get like 50% heal, auto revives, things like that. You know, pretty solid. Excuse me, the old man saying the gate leads to Hadlow Hollow, a system of caverns in the wetlands. Don't know what your business is out there, but it's no place for humans. I won't stop you, but no one's gonna rescue you if you don't come back. Fair enough, old man. So, if you just want to power level cooking, I mean, you just mash that button, chat. Now, there's a rock here that is damaged. And if we take a look at the cliff side, we could see that there is a vine we can use to climb down, but we have not learned the ability to deal with that rock yet. So let's increase our art defense. And now we'll save for the first time in quite some time. Hello, Hollow Cavern in the Northern Marsh. Let's go fight some new enemies here. So our goal is to not fight right away. Because as I said before, we could carry a grade bonus, so we could get more and more and more and more and more grade. So our goal is to figure out where the enemies are and where we're gonna walk. So I decided to go into the upper right-hand corner first, because we're basically gonna make a big crescent motion. So now that we've confirmed that there are no enemies in here, we could continue forward. Actually, chat, I just thought of something. I could use an item we don't normally have at this point in the game. Why don't we use a dark bottle? So for those of you who've not seen a Tales game before, the dark bottle will basically force more enemies in our encounter. And I'm okay with that, honestly. So now we'll just have an ominous glow as we walk around the overworld. As you can see, it will now forever be my turn, chat. The enemies, they're done. I mean, look at the combo, chat. Like, this is just so unfair. Like, honestly, this is just a massacre, chat. Let's end our combo since my health is getting kind of low. And then we'll reset it. Like, this is just honestly unfair, chat.
Your style is really unique.
Just wait until I pull out the good stuff.
Chat, what a massacre. We got a 51 hit combo already. Chat saying it's the opposite of what happened in Berseria. I'm welcoming combat. I mean, it's true. I do like the combat in this game. Honestly, I could kind of combo reset forever. That poor enemy. Look at that combo, chat. Oh, I broke the combo right at the end. That's a shame. Let's guard a little bit to get MP. I think I got them, chat. That poor enemy. So, unfortunately, we don't have the most attack power, so fights will take a little bit of time. But as you can see, this is still pretty one-sided. So we might as well get some attack uses up. Ooh, what a great finisher. Oh, I ran out of MP. Goodbye, combo. Oh, man, that gouging spin is so good, chat. It moves you so far forward. Oh, they just can't evade this. Let me just look at this, chat. This enemy is helpless against this attack. Look at this, chat. Gross. Is this not gross, chat? Look at this combo. Oh, I was just about to continue it. So now our only limitation is MP, because honestly, my combo goes on forever. As you can see, like, there's nothing the enemy can do about this.
I refuse to fall here.
So we're getting some new items out of it, at least. So we still have a long way to go when it comes to grade. But we'll get there eventually, chat. So again, if we find that the boss fight is too hard, which is possible, we haven't really pulled a lot of... we haven't really gotten any good weapon upgrades yet, because that hasn't unlocked as a feature. We're going to probably take advantage of Rokuro's other equipment. Ooh, let's hold guard for a bit to recover our MP. Ooh, I gotta be careful. Ooh, that attack is nasty, chat. What a nasty combo, chat. So these enemies can be very aggressive, but fortunately we're kind of stun locking them with our absolutely unfair gouging spin. So I'm not super concerned. Look at this, chat. Just feels so good. Get the combo looping forever. It's not their turn anymore, chat. And again, if I see that the enemy's stunned, I'll switch over to Rising Moon, just because I could get more paralysis. Ooh. I have to be careful, because unfortunately my character is running around. There we go. So I got a little low on health, but that's okay. We made it up with some kills. Like, just look at that poor enemy. That was like one solid combo. There were so many combo resets in there, chat. Oh, gross. I love it. Hey, we got resistance ring +1. Nice. I might actually equip that. Yeah, let's go to Rokuro, because this is probably an increase for him no matter what. So I lose art attack +5, but it gets resistance ring +1, which I think I'd rather have. So yeah, I will definitely welcome the resistance up. Chris is saying in the chat, the fact that Velvet can heal while hurting enemies at this early in the game is just unfair. Oh, definitely. She is a very unfair character, and that's why I love playing her. But we'll probably switch over to Rokuro for the boss. So let's just get a little more grade. Ooh, I didn't get the stun, which is kind of unfortunate. Hopefully I get the stun on this. I did, okay. So as I said before, like, this game is momentum-based. So as you can see, I'm kind of good at controlling the momentum with Velvet, where basically the moment I take a turn, they no longer have a turn. And the reason I'm able to do this is I'm basically managing the souls in the bottom left. So when I have 3 souls, that's great. When I have 4, I will generally pop it, so I could go into this mode. So I could do a combo finisher, and then hopefully I could get another stun. Because once I get another stun, it gives me another soul. So as long as I keep stunning, I think I'm okay. And again, if she happens to get any kills, then she'll also get additional souls. So if I see somebody stunned, I'll go for paralysis like that. Those poor enemies, chat. But yeah, right now I'm just focusing on Velvet, just for AoE, because she's really good at dealing with the masses at the moment. I mean, just look at this, chat. What could they do about this? So, one other limitation I want to talk about when I'm talking about the combo reset, I don't know if that's entirely clear, but basically you can see every time I press a button, one of the white outlines disappears from one of the souls. And whenever that happens, normally if you get to the end of the combo, there's like a brief pause, and it usually interrupts your combo. But instead of hitting another attack button, what I'm doing is I'm using her break soul mechanic. So if I have 5 souls, I go down to 4, but then it resets it. So what I mean by that is, like, I don't have that brief pause. I actually replace that pause with another attack. So they're still in hit stun, and I could just re-loop combos on them. So your combos with Velvet can basically go on for eternity if you're really good at mixing up the moves a bit, like how I'm using a bit of Rising Moon whenever they're stunned just to get more status downs. Or this would be a good example where if Rokuro had already stunned the enemy, he could switch over to Burn or Paralysis or Attack Down, all of which would grant him another soul. So we have to kind of keep in mind, based off of what the enemy has been hit by, what we're able to do to them. So we'll do a couple more fights here. So hopefully... Oh, Rokuro got the stun. That's fine. I still hit their weakness, which counts. So I'm gonna guard a little bit since I don't have a lot of MP. And again, now that I got the stun, I got my 4, then I'm gonna loop a couple times. I'm at the end of the combo, so I'm gonna break soul again. I'm gonna hopefully aim for stun, which is the most consistent ability. Combo finish to reset so I don't lose too much health. And then I'm gonna juggle him 4 times, reset again, do it again. And he died, so I could just attack the next target. So as you might have noticed, like, she'll lose health at a pretty rapid rate if you stay within the mode. So when she's in this, like, the Therion combo juggle move, I'll try to do the combo finisher so she stops losing health. Kind of like this. And again, the enemy is still staggered briefly from the last hit, so you could still take advantage of that to combo reset, as I said before. And you can see that I'm just gaining so many souls at this point that I'm just using Consuming Claw over and over and over again. There's really nothing the enemy could do when I get into this scenario. When I'm winning this hard, like, there's literally nothing that they could do. So rest in peace, enemies. Look at that. So unfair.
Come on, really?
Now we got new weapons, which is kind of what I was looking for. So we could see I lose a little bit of focus, but I gain more attack power. This is probably my preference, honestly speaking. Getting paralysis chance up is also good because this means Rokuro can start building his own souls a little faster. So an 8% chance increase of actually getting a soul and causing paralysis is really good for us. So we're going to go ahead and take that. As I said before, we're just going to mostly play as Velvet for the moment. We will get a certain ability later, and I will play Rokuro a lot.
Break this boulder.
And people say I'm foolhardy.
I'm serious. I think we can do it. Are we not demons?
You have a point.
So the game is saying, hey, remember those boulders that we saw over there? We could just kick them. Oh, that's my favorite animation in the game.
What's that smell?
Oil?
So now it costs 25 cat souls, chat. And we have attained the Rose Corsage. So I might as well put the Rose Corsage on and our amazing amount of items that we have in here. I'm sure it's in here somewhere, chat. Somewhere. There it is. Right now they'll go to the Rose Corsages. So there's still a gap we can't cross, which is okay. I know, I love that round. I just love her spinning round and just kicking the boulders. She's like, I had enough. Each character has their own unique animation towards it, which is kind of interesting. Which reminds me, I could probably show off switching the party leader. Ooh, I'm in a little bit of danger. So I didn't get the stun, so I have to be careful. Oh, I got the stun. Now it's over, chat. Now it's over. I got the stun. I mean, this is just so unfair, chat. Honestly, just like look at this. I love you, Rising Moon. Never change. I don't care how much health I'm losing right now. It's already over for them. Go ahead, force exit my mode. I dare you. I was gonna say, chat, who's the one really low on health? Is it Velvet or is it the enemy? Let's be real. Poor enemies. And again, every time she gets a kill while these enemies have souls, she'll get another soul back. So you can see what I mean about the momentum, where it seems like I'm now never ever running out of souls, which is a good feeling. Poor enemies. just look at this, chat. This is what crowd control looks like. Like, I could do whatever I want with Velvet. Oh, we've actually managed to level with her. Hey, chat, we earned a new title. Look at that. We actually got a title upgrade. How rare. Empress Claw has now been maxed. And we're getting a fair amount of grade. So that's not too bad. And we're now also picking up a ton of items because we're playing on Chaos mode. So what is Empress Claw exactly? What did we just earn? Break souls 5,000 times. I mean, I'm not gonna say that didn't happen, but you know, we kind of combo reset all over their face, chat. That's just kind of unfair. There we go, chat. That one's not a bad one to get. Now, we don't have Blast Gauge yet, which is another determining factor in how overpowered we could become. So again, we're gonna try to blitz most of the plot. I'm just leveling a little bit here to get some items, because as I said before, each of them have a chance of dropping different items. So you can see, like, I can technically get other items for other characters we don't have yet. Technically. But I think the game will stop us from getting some of that gear, to my knowledge. I think we do have to at least, at minimum, have the character to get it. But on the other hand, if they drop things like charms or the blades, for example, we could take advantage of that. That poor bat, just absolutely no chance against us. So one other thing I want to make clear, chat, is when you see that little like blast shatter effect and you hear the sound effect, that means the enemy was guarding. But the thing with Velvet's Break Soul is that it automatically breaks guard.
Victory is ours.
So if you thought she seemed a little unfair, I will confirm she's absolutely unfair. So yes, chat, even if the enemy is guarding, she can auto break their guard.
We were smelling. Watch your step. You won't get out if you get stuck.
So now, since we're in a tutorial, it pauses the grade bonus, so I don't have to worry about that. So when in doubt, just hit the normal action button, and we could do little actions to get across. So there we have our own little standard leap. I'm gonna see if there's anything down this way. Not sure if there is. There's some cat souls, but that's not really worth it to us. Let's get into another fight to maintain our grade bonus.
Are we ready for this?
Now, ideally what would happen, chat, is we would try to carry a grade bonus into a boss battle, which is what we can do, but I forget if this one allows us to do it. Thinking about it, chat. Look at that combo, chat. It's our turn now. There we go. We're not wide open yet, Chad. We have to get another character for that. But we'll hear it soon enough. Oh, look at that. They all guarded me, but it doesn't matter because I'm playing Velvet. I mean, Chad, look how overpowered this character is. This is just silly. Oh yes, feed me all those souls. Show me what's up. Ooh, what a combo, chat. Oh, I almost lost the soul. That would have been bad. Okay, I'm gonna guard briefly, because now I'm out of MP. That's truly the stopping point for our combos, not souls. Not with Velvet, anyway. I know, chat. This has just kind of turned into a massacre. I'd like to apologize to all these enemies for this combo that just never ever ends. See, he blocked it, but it doesn't matter, because that's still gonna hit him. And then I'm gonna combo reset on him again. So it doesn't matter, he's dead. So unfair, chat. We're gonna get our MP back, though. There we go, not too bad, chat. So we got a 232% experience bonus as Velvet, which doesn't really seem all that fair. But hey, Rokuro got 5 extra art defense. And we got a whole bunch of new items. So I don't think we picked up Natural Waistcoat yet, if I'm not mistaken. So that is actually... Oh no, we're wearing it currently. But hey, we got one with a random skill, so I'll still take that. We've maxed out resistance rings, so we should probably move on to literally anything else. So let's see. Let's give one that gives us raw... Maybe physical attack physical defense. So we're making a lot of grade. Now, normally if you want to unlock skills, there's a better way to do it, but I actually cannot do it on Chaos Mode New Game Plus. Normally, the best thing to do, chat, is to actually get into fights on the outside, because the reason you want to do that is you can encounter super bosses, but as I mentioned in the previous stream, if I do that, I will absolutely die. I have no chance against the enemy that's there.
Are we ready for this?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna switch characters in one moment. I'm trying to remember the in-game controls because it's been a while. There we go, I remembered. Let's get a little bit of Rokuro. He's not as powerful as she is. But however, when he does his ability, he can counter. So if you're wondering what that was, I basically hit my Break Soul. So if I'm getting very aggressively attacked, I could just kind of punish them like that. Now the downside is he has a little bit of trouble with building meter. So I have to be kind of careful. They've almost killed Velvet for some reason, so I'm gonna choose to play as her very briefly to give her some health back. I don't know if you saw, chat, they left her at 1 and not in the demon form, which had me a little concerned. So let's at least burn her meter here, and then we should be okay. What's kind of nice is that you could switch out mid-combo, so if you have a very long move that the AI could use, like usually the more advanced skills will last like 2 to 3 seconds, even for physical attacks, you can then switch characters and build your own custom combo. So as you can see, the AI is kind of doing whatever it wants on this poor octopus. Let me just look at this, chat. This is just unfair. Even the AI is having fun with the squid. Velvet got the last hit, unfortunately. But hey, we got defense +5. So I'm okay with that. So now, chat, that allows us to switch to this, which I think we will try to abuse in the upcoming boss fight. Because as you can see, our damage is not really all that high, because we didn't move anything over. So, like, the Velvet, for example, has 147 raw attack. We could do, like, an additional maybe 80 damage comparatively, and that's just, like, with one equipment change. So we're going to be on the lookout for more upgrades. And again, if I feel like we're not doing enough damage, we will switch over to the Misfortune Charm. Actually, you know what? I have no reason not to just switch over to the Misfortune Charm now. Let's not even risk it. We'll just pick up some really overpowered items. It's fine. So right now he's learning from the Fire Ring. I don't think I really need anything else here. So we'll pick up all the souls. See, this kind of room with this many souls is worth going to, in my opinion. Oh, we got another weapon, the Shadow Daggers, which is going to give us more raw physical attack power, which is good because I only plan on doing that. So let's switch over to the Shadow Daggers, which are a pair of short swords worn by those who live in shadows in a distant land. So I think, chat, we'll get into exactly one more fight, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the boss. So we've had enough fun messing around with them, I think. Ooh, I didn't get the stun, so I'm in a risky scenario. Oh no, never mind, I got the stun. That's unfair. Her R2 apparently gave me stun, so that's fair. Oh, I was gonna say Granite Knight, no spoilers. Let's go through and murder all of these things. Goodbye, Thunder Blitz. Ooh, let's go through and murder these. Ooh, nasty, chat. What a nasty combo with her. Alright, let's switch over to Rokuro. Oh, Rokuro's getting hit in the face in the meantime. There we go. They have me really concerned when they do long combos with her. I'm just gonna make sure she doesn't die, chat. One moment. Let's make sure she doesn't die. There we go. Now I feel safe. So Rokuro is, I think, a little harder to use in a standard fight.
It was a close one.
Because,
but
as,
I am the victor.
As I mentioned before, his ability relies off the enemy being able to attack. But you can already see with Velvet, it's really questionable if the enemy gets a turn to attack. So I like to use him for bosses, just because it's a lot easier to time. And I find that the counter move is generally better than evade unless I'm really low on souls. So we've now leveled with him. We still have not learned the next art, which is a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. And looks like I have not learned any new skills. Darn, we're like one fight from getting the boot upgrade. It's tempting, but it's fine. We can always get great elsewhere in the game. It's not a big deal. So let's round the corner. We're going to start getting closer to a boss area. I believe there's also an optional boss we could fight now. Boulder looks unstable. You could probably move it. Well, unfortunately, she doesn't kick it.
Falling off a rock only makes us stronger.
I don't think that's quite how the saying goes. I'm going to jump.
Don't fall and crack your skull.
So we're gonna go ahead and just do a quick save here. So I believe the optional boss might be in the next area, or it's here. Never mind, it's in here. Wow. Look at that movement speed, chat. Wow. And then it slows down. I don't know why it was moving so quick. Let's try to fight a boss.
Are we ready for this?
So this enemy has got a ton of health, which is why I'm not sure we could do it immediately on Chaos mode. So we'll learn what these are later, but I will give them the name Code Red. And that'll make more sense as we get further on. So this enemy is super tough on Chaos mode. As I said before, I'm not sure if we can actually beat it right now, but let's see.
See this? See this? See this? What?
Yeah, that thing is super aggressive.
See this?
Hmm.
See this? See this? See this? See this? See this? I'll stop you! I'll stop you! I'll stop you!
So let's focus on him a little bit. So the goal is to hopefully get a stun off, but he's been blocking us a lot. Ooh, I got stunned. That's not good. That is really bad. Okay, let's heal our companion since she's not doing so hot. Again, this is on Chaos mode. This is actually going to be pretty difficult. Well, there we go. I got the evade I was looking for. And I got the counter. And he missed the counter, which is kind of rare. Hmm. Oh yeah, what are his weaknesses? Oh, he's resistant to physical, so I would have to use Fire Burst. Note to self. Man, I am just getting interrupted constantly. This is not good. I mean, I'm doing my best to evade, but this is a little rough. I'm not going to escape the encounter, but I am in trouble. And the AI has decided to leave her at no health, which has me really concerned. Okay, I think all the demons are done at least. Okay, there we go. I'm going to be spamming a lot of fire moves, I think. Ooh. I think the problem is right now most of my stun moves are elemental. So I'm just gonna heal myself one more time, chat. But we'll beat this boss eventually. Man, I am trying to evade, but that little graphic is a little deceptive as to how early it hits you. Now, unfortunately, I think she is not doing what I need her to do. So let's change her to aim for weaknesses. And let's see. I'm gonna tell her to not use it for attacking, since I don't think she's using it properly. Let's make her only do it when she needs help. So we're slowly getting there. Oh no.
I can't die here.
Oh, come on. That was so unfortunate. I got stuck in a block loop, chat. That was unfortunate. We're gonna retry that. Okay, so I need Velvet to, like, not burn her abilities. What else could I do to do it differently? You know what? We'll just retry as is. It's fine. Yeah, we got kind of unlucky because Velvet reduced her health to basically 0, and she took all the souls, which is not what I want to have happen. Oh, she almost took that soul. That would have upset me. There we go. I wanted to do this earlier, but the game was not letting me do it. Okay, I'm gonna counter to get out of that scenario. Oh no. I'm dead again. Wow, that was just unfortunate. Man, I'm doing fine up until I get stunned. Once I get stunned, it's kind of over for me, unfortunately. So I want to make sure these bats die, or else this encounter is going to be very difficult. Okay, I managed to land into that. Man, this enemy is super aggressive. But I think we can no longer get insta-killed, which is good. So as long as she stuns the enemy every now and then, we should be okay. Yeah, for people that were saying the game was too easy, I'm like, just play it on Chaos Mode again and tell me it's easy without all the buffs. Game gets kind of aggressive, but we're gonna abuse the Flame Strike, I think, here. We don't have many moves, so we're gonna use what we can. As you can see, we're doing a lot of damage with our fire move. So fortunately, we had some items to do extra damage. You're gonna hear a lot of Form 1 chat. I apologize. Man, he is faster than I can use my spell, which is kind of annoying. Ooh, he's using new attacks. That's not great. I'm not sure why she broke soul there, but she's probably gonna die at this rate. I'm gonna have her just heal herself. Oh no, I don't want to get stunned next to her. Oh, I'm dead. This Oh, can I get to the soul in time? I can. Man. Definitely a challenge on Chaos Mode, chat. I'm just gonna end her combo on this enemy. That's about all I could really do with her. I'm gonna try to dodge those, though. Oh no, this is very bad. So he unfortunately has died, so now I'm in kind of a spiraling panic. So it's very tempting to elixir, but I should probably just revive him. I kind of need him to not die for a little bit, so I'm gonna hopefully give him some opportunities. I need him to heal himself so he doesn't die. There we go. There we go, chat. We are brute forcing it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So close, chat. We are so close. As you can see, it's getting much faster now. We have to be very careful. Oh, it stunned me. Rokuro, please hit the thing. There we go. I'm down to 1 soul, which is not good. Oh no! Come on, not on the last soul. Not on the last soul. Please don't do this. Oh, we're so close, chat. I just need Rokuro to just please hit the enemy, because I'm getting slammed with these attacks. Please, Rokuro, please hit the enemy. Oh my gosh, we did it. Oh my gosh, on Chaos Mode, chat. You gotta work for it. Well, I'm glad we got that level up leading into this, but geez. So we would get the Acrobatics Ventite, which we should be able to see what it does. Oh, it doesn't put it in the new, because we already technically have it. Acrobatics Ventite. So that would say, guarding while in midair after being knocked down will cause the character to recover. So that we get the air flip move. So I promise you, chat, there is some difficulty in the game. It just depends on how much you carry over between playthroughs. So I feel like that was a decently entertaining one. So I was not expecting it to be quite so hard. So the next fight might be extremely difficult. Normally when I play, I carry over all the equipment masteries, which do make a big difference. So I think I underestimated just how difficult some of this would be. But it's fine. It's all learning experience, chat. Let's see. I think I want his raw defense to continue to go up, and that should be okay. We got some more abilities there. Just making sure we are having nothing but white bars for the leftmost image for Velvet. Thank you for joining, Yentos. Hopefully you had a good time. I think we'll try to meet up with Dial, and then we'll go a little bit further than that in terms of plot. So you shouldn't miss too much, Yantos. We have to make our way there first, and we're definitely gonna quick save because that was an intense fight.
You're a fine swordsman.
Not as far as I'm concerned. I still have a long way to go.
What sort of demon are you?
A Yaksha. I'm a war demon.
A war demon. Makes sense.
And what about you? You're awfully peculiar, even for a demon.
I'm a Therian.
Therian? That's a new one for me. What sort of demon is that?
A monster that feeds on foes to gain power. I don't know much beyond that.
Huh. A woman who devours her enemies. I bet your demon type is hag. Am I right?
What?
Whoa. You've got the death glares down at least.
Oh, Rokuro. She did not appreciate the joke.
What sword style do you use? Who taught you?
I'm self-taught.
For being self-taught, you're really good. Your fundamentals are solid too. But then you suddenly throw out these kicks and all these other moves. It's really unusual.
Like I said, it's my own style. And what about you, huh? What's with those 2 swords? You say that big one is your life, yet you never even draw it.
It's best that I don't.
Huh? Is that part of what you learned at House Urangetsu?
Yeah, we pay our debts. That's the foundation of everything we do.
I don't get it.
Okay, let's go pick up some ore fragment. Oh, another herb. I want to make sure not to miss this one. I walked into an enemy by accident, chat. Oops. Well, we'll take our vengeance on these enemies. Those beautiful spins, chat. So I would say Velvet's only real downside when it comes to bosses, and why I might prefer a character, for example, like Rokuro to deal with the bosses, is that she is really good at extending combos. What I mean by that is, you can see I could do the combo resets, and it does a lot of damage. But against things like bosses, she actually has a lot of trouble getting the initial stun out, and she usually doesn't have great focus. So I'm gonna find myself kind of soul deprived, I guess is the term I'm looking for. So I can't do the really long combos that do a lot of damage with her. There's a mechanic we'll get later that will help fix that.
Let's go.
But right now we don't have it. So I have to be kind of careful on boss fights, as I said before. Something that increases max health. Well, we'll increase Velvet's health for now. Whereas, as we'll see later once Rokuro unlocks his next move, or excuse me, the move after that, hopefully, he has a very great anti-boss move, and I will basically abuse and how powerful that move is, and you will see why I basically consider him the boss slayer of the game. But I generally feel most of the characters have a different role when it comes to either just casual fights or boss fights. Velvet is like pretty good at casual fights, not bad against boss fights. If you can get the stun or some other status effect, then she becomes really good. However, I feel like other characters are just better suited in other scenarios. Like there's a character where if I just want to end an encounter, I will not pick Velvet as an example. I will play that other character because the speed at which you could clear is insane.
How is your sense of smell?
Why do you ask?
Those two senses work together. You know, like how if you pinch your nose while you eat, the flavor goes away?
If anything, I think my sense of smell has improved. What about you?
All my senses are sharper now. Still, being able to smell but not taste. You said Eutherians eat demons, right? Not what I'd call a pleasant diet.
Look who's talking. What do you eat?
I drink, mostly.
That doesn't sound pleasant either.
Nonsense. There's nothing with more depth and variety. Every ingredient, every process alters the whole. The rich, complex flavor dancing across the tongue. The mellow aroma exhilarating the nose. But what would a child know of such things?
Whatever.
The only downside is, now that I'm a demon, the stuff goes to my head faster than before, too.
Now that you're a demon, huh?
So we're learning a little more about what it means to be a demon, which I don't think was really explored in a previous game. So we could immediately go to the north, which is not a terrible idea, but we're going to see a little circle in the ground. So the game is kind of generous in that it realizes you really don't want to walk around all that much. So eventually we're going to have to leave this place, and the game is letting us basically teleport straight to the entrance rather than walk through the whole dungeon. So thank you, Berseria. Thank you for putting a feature like that in the game. Even if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense from a environment standpoint, like why is there a magic barrier there? I'm going to go, I don't really care. I'm going to use it, chat. So thank you, Berseria. I was reading back in the comments that they're saying, like, we're talking about the mix of sword and kicks. We're like, yeah, a lot of cartwheel kicks and backflips, chat. It's pretty silly. We haven't unlocked anything new, it seems. That's a shame. So again, right now we're kind of at a disadvantage in terms of power. We're very much underpowered at the moment for Chaos Mode. Like, if we were on normal, we would blitz through the game, don't get me wrong, but on this difficulty, it's a little difficult. I'm not sure if there's anything I can really tweak in here that would help out. Because there are ones I prefer later, like I think this one is my favorite one to do, but we don't have anything to use with Blast Gauge, unfortunately. So it is what it is, chat. Actually, you know what, let's also do a hard save here, just because. Well, let's go into the cave, chat, where presumably plot will happen.
An exorcist.
Did he slip and fall?
No, he was thrown in!
So Demon Dial has about as much health as the Bat, but he actually has lower stats. He's still going to be a little difficult. Now, he drops something called the Denor Bottle, which I think the game will explain, but basically there are different items we can take to teleport out of dungeons or from fields to cities, and we have to pay a little bit of money for it, but it's not the percentage pay we've seen in other games. So if we take a look at his attacks, he predominantly does earth damage. but we can also see he has several moves that stun, so we have to be very careful with him.
We found our murderer. More fools from Helavis came hunting me down, did you?
So his weakness is fire and earth. So I want to make sure I use... Oops. So unfortunately, this is going to be a little hard to do. So technically, the game would have normally taught us how to do power combos. So if you hit all of the enemy's weaknesses, so we need the... actually, I forget what he was considered. So if we use demi-human, fire, and earth, it will basically cause us to do a lot of extra damage to him. But at the moment, it's a little hard to do with just one character. So I think the intent is that you would mostly just play as Velvet, because you'd be able to do demi-human, tearing thorn, and then searing edge to do bonus damage. But I think I want the AI to kind of do that for a little bit. So we're gonna just kind of do burst damage to him. And I'll get a nice counter on him. And since he's flat on the ground, I could just do lots of chip damage to him, which is very amusing. He will be much easier than the bat for clarity, chat. Ooh, I missed with Mirage Dance. So there, see how we got that chain bonus? It's because all 3 of his weaknesses were hit. So we're allowed to do bonus damage to him. And because I've told her to basically focus on weaknesses, I think that's why she started switching over to this form. Now the downside is that it kind of left me with 1 health. So thanks, game. That's one thing you have to be kind of careful with Velvet. I feel like her AI is... Oh, it undid this. This would also explain it. I would say if you're not going to play as Velvet, I would consider... either setting it to regenerate or when full, because the AI will put themselves at 1 health with only 2 souls, which is an absolute death sentence for Velvet. And I forgot that it undid it because I technically died previously. So now we're in for a challenge because she burned all of her souls. So all I could do is kind of spam this. So I think we got... Yeah, we got the attack down on him with Mowing Blade. So we're pretty safe now. I think we pretty much have this in the bag. Even if he does more attacks, I don't really care. Our only goal is to kind of maintain our MP. And Velvet will kind of do whatever she wants. Oh, that reminds me. One other thing we need to make sure Velvet does. Sorry, chat, I forgot we died in between. So usually what I find to be the best strategy for most of the characters in the game is to choose to aim for weakness. Because that way, if you're not controlling the character that has all the ailments, she'll naturally start doing moves. Like when she does that triple kick, that's one of his weaknesses, as well as the earthen bang. Now, one other thing I want to compliment the game on is the AI is actually pretty good at blocking and defending, so they usually do not die directly from attacks. We got kind of lucky in that regard. But you can see that this boss is not too bad. Plus, we have so much attack power from our other weapons that we're doing like several hundred a hit. So he's almost dead, chat. Unfortunately, I did have to heal, so we won't get a flawless no-item win on this character, which is a shame, because this boss isn't super hard. Poor boss. Poor Dial. There we go. I killed him with the counter, chat.
Won't die yet. Not until I have my revenge.
Revenge?
The bastards at the guild who tried to kill me. They want me to take the fall for their smuggling operation.
Wait, are you saying the whole guild was involved?
Of course. You think a second-rate sailor like me could pull off all that mischief by myself? I mean, sure, I was in on it. Helping them wasn't without its benefits.
He has a point. It would take more than one person to dig that tunnel into the warehouse.
Problem is, our extra-legal activities were a little too successful. The Abbey was bound to notice us at some point.
And dead men tell no tales. So they blame it on you and kill you to cover it up. Looks like it's not going quite how they planned.
How do you mean to get this revenge of yours?
A raid on Helavis. I'll kill the lot of them. This I swear.
That would be suicide. Do you have any idea how many exorcists are around?
They'll hunt me down no matter what I do. I just want the guild to pay for what they did to me. That's all I wanted. But I guess even that's not gonna work out.
Ow.
We'll take this back to town and tell him you're dead. That should be enough to satisfy the exorcists and get them to call off the search.
But why?
I have my reasons. We need a boat fixed for starters. Plus, if you stir things up after I leave, I imagine it'll slow down anyone who's following me.
If that's what you want, miss, I won't let you down.
Oh, jeez, don't show us the meat. Brutal, chat. Very brutal. So we still got a decent amount of grade, despite me using an item, so that's okay for me. We attained a Denor bottle. The game will now explain Denor bottles for people that have not played the game or seen the previous playthrough. So basically, we hit the back trigger and we could just teleport out of here. We don't want to do that, though. So first of all, there's herbs here, and second of all, there's a skit right in front of us.
By the way, how on earth did you find out where I was hiding?
Luck. And a solid hunch.
The village I grew up in was the dullest, gloomiest place ever. I hated it so much I became a sailor first chance I could get. But look at me now. If I could do it all again, I wouldn't abandon my home.
I see.
The meat chunk. It's all there, chat. Dial says, there's no becoming a human again, so I might as well live like a monster. I'll make them pay for my tail. I mean, well, they didn't take your tail, Dial. Like, we just straight up chopped it off, but sure. Blame them for that. We have attained Dial's tail, a valuable. Dial's severed tail. It could make a tasty shish kebab. How gross. So at this point, we could choose to hold on to our bottle. So, like, technically, we could use the Denor bottle to leave. Or if you wanted to save it for later in the game.
How you want to play it?
Listen, I'm being hunted too. It's only a matter of time. I can't afford sympathy.
You could just take this teleport back if you're playing normally. However, the chat has graciously allowed me to bring over valuables. And one of the things you get much later in the game is an infinite bottle. So we're just going to use that to leave. So one thing we have to be wary of, kind of like in the other Tales games, if you have a fast travel method, sometimes the game forces you to not be able to use it. And the reason that is usually the destination you're in has a cutscene or a destination you're trying to go to as a cutscene. So in this instance, I cannot use it to simply travel back to the village. Now, I could go back into the other village, but I think before we do that, chat, why don't we do my favorite animation for the protagonist? Give that little kick. Now we have the ability to take that shortcut later. Let's go back in the village just to confirm that there's nothing else we have to do in here. If nothing else, we'll go ahead and purchase some items. So it seems like there's new items in here like the Aphrodite sash. So what we're going to do, chat, because we have a bazillion in cash, we're just going to go ahead and buy up all of these items. Hey, an aqua ring, that's new as well. Now, chat, you might be wondering why I'm not selling the junk equipment that we have. I mean, other than the fact that it doesn't give us a lot of money. And the reason for that is we're going to unlock a crafting upgrade very, very soon where we could take old items we're not using and basically break them down into materials such as the powder we've been collecting. And by paying money to the blacksmith in combination with a specific set of items depending on the weapon's current enhancement, we can improve the gear. So all those items that we've been accruing, even though I bought them and don't use them, will actually go towards our crafting materials very soon. So apparently I missed a conversation in here, so it's good that I went back in here. So Apple Girl is asking if we've ever heard of a fortune apple. They're supposed to bring good luck. Chat, remember we had an apple all the way back in the anime intro of this game. And she's asking we sure could use one of those. So I think that's about... Oh, there's one more person's dialogue has updated. They're asking us if we found anything in the hollow. Well, if you did, remember it's got nothing to do with us. Okay, so we got a little, tiny little change of dialogue here and there. Not too bad. So I could stay here, but that would kind of ruin our bottle. Actually, let's reset it. And the reason I want to reset is I want to show the super boss while we're here. I'm pretty sure we could get the super boss to trigger. But I would prefer not to do it with the dark bottle up. It's okay, chat. We're gonna fish for a super boss just to show it off. We have no hope of winning against it at the moment. Even if I imported a completely ludicrous save file from like one of my other playthroughs, we still would not be able to beat it. But let's just go on a killing spree for a little bit. Ooh, these enemies are kind of difficult to stun. That's not great to us. They have a weakness of physical and hidden arts. Okay, I'm gonna Consuming Claw to kill him. There we go. There we go, much better, chat.
Sorry to cut you down.
So we're just gonna go for a high quantity of fights. Now, you might be wondering what would stop me from quick saving, for example, when I have a high grade bonus and just resetting if I happen to die or lose the bonus. The game will actually clear it anytime you open the quick save menu or do a normal save. So we're just gonna do a series of quick battles here. Ooh, I didn't get the stun. This is a bit risky for me. There we go, I got the stun. Now we're good. Nice, I got a multi-hit on that. Again, we're just gonna spam different skills. We're getting a decent amount of grade here. So generally speaking, if I'm going for experience and gold, I will use the dark bottle. If I'm looking for grade, I generally will not do that. I'll get a very minor increase in grade for time spent. Maybe much later on I'll consider the dark bottle. But I just wanted to show that off a little bit. Plus we needed the experience. So because I wanted experience in the other cave, it was more beneficial for us to do that than do multiple fights.
We're finished here.
So we are continually getting new mastery, so we now have reduced item time usage, which is good, because we have been leaning on that quite a bit. You know what? This one also reduces item time by even more, so we might as well do that. Now, these calcite boots are actually pretty good for us since they increase our raw attack power, and I feel like right now Velvet's big issue is that she's not able to do enough per hit. So hopefully that'll change over time. And again, we're about to master a skill for attack +5, so that's pretty good for us.
Always ready to fight.
So you'll see me doing the gouging spin over and over and over again. Because I'm able to combo reset, I basically can add 7 moves worth of stun in one combo, which is pretty unfair. So normal enemies, this will pretty much guarantee it every time.
I'll cut down anyone in my way.
So there's not too much they could do to stop us. We'll continue to chain fight a little bit here. I see I missed a chest over there. So our destination is that chest in front of us. Huh, that did a lot of damage. Not too bad, chat. So now we leveled, and we also got attack +5. So we're at 166 attack, which is pretty nice. Now I'm going to switch over to a new item, which lowers our defense, but increases focus, which, as I said before, influences things like the paralysis chance. So I will probably want that so I could get souls a bit more easily. And that also influences how quickly we regain our MP, which, as you saw, is mostly the reason we can't continue comboing. So we'll take advantage of that. There we go. So I'm already noticing a pretty significant damage difference. I think we were only doing like 20 to 30 when we were first out here. But due to our level ups and the slightly improved equipment, we're doing really good.
Come on, really?
What's also nice, as the chat is pointing out, is the weapons will change looks quite drastically. So chat seems to enjoy her new weapon.
On to battle.
I will mostly be doing cartwheel kicks though, because man, cartwheel kicks. So far we have not triggered the bonus fight, which is not the worst thing in the world, honestly. So we got the chest that's there. We have a decent multiplier going, so we're just gonna fish for the bonus boss. I'm surprised it hasn't spawned yet, actually. Because we did improve the odds of it appearing. So I imagine by doing this, it should get mad at us pretty soon.
They were nothing.
We're just gonna quickly take the items. I don't super care what items we get at this point, chat. Just the fact that we're getting items is good enough for me.
You better be ready.
Hopefully we get the stun on this enemy, and we did. So even though he had a pretty high stun resistance, we could basically brute force it with the combo reset. It thought it could block us, but that move breaks guard, as I mentioned before. So that enemy is super dead. So we're accruing a ton of grade. I want to make sure that we're all on items that give us something. And it appears that is the case. That's good.
I'll end this quickly.
So if we happen to not get it when we get to grade ×2, I'll give it 2 more fights after that, and if it doesn't want to show up, I'll go, okay, just move on. We'll see it eventually. We're not in a rush. Because if nothing else, I'd like to keep the grade that we just accrued here, because this will save me some time later. Because again, we got 5 free extra attack out of it, which is pretty solid. So notice we got some talismans in there. So now what I should probably do... I don't think I could keep the grade bonus going, because unfortunately we don't have fast movement. So I killed everything that's here. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to carry the grade bonus. That's a shame. So I'm just going to try to kill everything that's spawned in this area, and if it doesn't show up, we'll move on. How about that, chat? Seems to be 6 enemies. We'll give it 6 more chances.
I'll end this quickly.
Ooh, man, that is so strong, chat. I forget if explicitly... Maybe because of our New Game Plus, it's possible it might not be able to spawn. I'm not sure. I thought it could spawn without us needing to get a specific thing, but we'll see. Oh, here it is, speaking of which. I'm gonna get ready to run. Well, chat, this is not normally supposed to be a level 97 enemy. Let's try to run. No, why is she going towards them? Oh, I'm in trouble. I game overed. It's fine. We'll load. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Unfortunately, I hit the attack button there, so that was my mistake. It's not a big deal either way. I was just trying to spawn the fight. We'll ignore these enemies. I don't technically need anything from them. So we'll take the little shortcut here. Yeah, did you like that boss deletion? That's the punishment for playing on Chaos Mode New Game Plus. Again, that enemy is only supposed to be like in the low 20s. And I guess because I didn't carry over all the data, it was only like level 90. It will scale for quite some time. So maybe it just defaulted down to level 95. But as you can see, we have no chance against it, so... It's fine, chat. See, I'm more amused by that. I don't even feel mad. Like, I kind of thought we'd die instantly without the mastery skills, and unfortunately without the invulnerability from the later mastery skills, I was not able to escape successfully. The only thing I care about is our strategy is not really adjusted. So it seems like there's no new conversations here. So we'll just continue forward. Seems we have another skit we could do.
We're lucky the snow has been white for the past few years.
Why is that lucky? Snow is always white.
Wrong. In Helives, it isn't always. Depending on the direction of the wind and what the volcano is up to, volcanic ash can mix in with the snow and turn it gray.
There's a volcano nearby?
It's actually quite a ways up north, but it's the biggest volcano in all of Midgand. Mount Killerhouse, it's called. And that's where we mine our flamestone. Actually, it's the only place you can mine the stuff.
Mount Killerhouse.
It's got a nice ring to it. You ever seen a volcano, Velvet?
No, and I'm not interested.
There's a volcano to the north, chat. I wonder if we'll see that before the end of the game. Yeah, it's like, it was just call it Mount Death or Mount Doom. It's fine. I'm sure it will simply be mentioned and we will never see it again in the future. I mean, Velvet's not interested, so we're not gonna go, right, chat? Speaking of which, I'm gonna try going to the blacksmith here. They're saying resonance is a divine gift from the Empyrean that gives us the ability to tether Malachim. We orderly stand on the front lines as a bulwark to protect people from demons. Praetors are the superiors, but we also have a civil and economic duties too. They lead the church services. It's not a position for the faint-hearted. Fair enough. Let's make sure there are no new conversations here. Oh, we forgot to talk to Magilu. She's like, I didn't know you needed me so badly. Do you want me to hold your hand? Oh, there we go. So she's just been hanging out in the tavern, chat. So we might as well as just repurchase the supplies for the prickle boar meat. Why not? Get that $99.99, chat. Oh, hey, guard. We didn't talk to you either. So the guard's saying the Abbey isn't letting people go further north than the Faldi's Ruins checkpoint on the Fagal ice caps. So we got a confirmation in the game world itself what the name of the ruins were. If you plan on going through, you're wasting your time. Fair enough. We're not going to go that way anyway. She's supposed to be looking for a betrayer. It's true. Oh, hello. We didn't talk to you last time. Hello, townsperson. So he says, boy, it's cold out there, eh? Get over to the stove. Fancy a bowl of soup? Don't be shy now. The Abbey teaches us to help each other out. There's some altruistic traits of the Abbey, it seems. Now that we've entered here, we should probably save again. Hello, townsperson that I also didn't talk to, or possibly his new dialogue. So they're saying this is a wonderful place to live. Having exorcists around makes it really safe. I wouldn't complain if it were a bit warmer, though. So you heard it, chat. They're very happy because the exorcists are around. And truly things will go well for everybody. So let's talk to the guildmaster.
This is Dial's tale. Did you really kill him?
We found him dead in a lake of tar. This is all we could bring back.
Is that so?
You can doubt me all you like, but I brought you the demon's body. Who else can say that?
True enough.
Good. Get to work on my ship then.
I'm afraid we can't. We still need Lady Teresa's permission first.
I'm in a hurry. It would be much worse for you if she knew who the real smugglers were.
You wouldn't!
It's a trade. Repair the ship on the beach, and I'll sail away quietly.
Very well. I'll find you your shipwrights. We'll see you at the shore.
Hey, Velvet. This would be a perfect opportunity for us to upgrade our equipment. How about it?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
You don't know?
We didn't have anything like that in our village.
All the more reason, then. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Hey, you don't need to be so pushy.
So this is another forced tutorial, but hey.
That's how I am. Get used to it. Come on.
I want those upgrades, chat. This is non-negotiable. I'm gonna go get those upgrades. Okay, so It's saying with the Novice Smith, I can now enhance. I will have to get multiples to get beyond +3. Enhancing does what you think it does. I'm not going to read the text there. So it's showing that in order to improve the Blood Blade, it's a specific type of item. So this particular one needs bronze scrap. It tells us we need gold. So it's going to force us to do our first upgrade. And we can see from one single enhancement, we got an enhancement bonus that lets us deal 10% more damage against stunned foes. So we're seeing that every enhancement at the moment gives +6 to the main stat. If there's 2 stats, it will split it between the 2 of them, like basically like a 2/3 to 1/3 ratio. So it's telling us eventually we could get up to +10. I'm just going to shortcut some of the tutorials. As you continue to enhance the rarity of the item, you'll need more materials and more rare materials. Now, it's also telling us that we could go ahead and dismantle an item. So basically, if we're done with a weapon, we can get rid of it. Now, we ported over something, I believe... Ooh, actually, I don't know if we ported it over. I'll have to double check. So there's an item you can get that basically doubles how many materials you get. We did get the thing that halves how much materials we need to do. But I forget if the other one technically ported over in this new Game Plus. So it's just telling us this is how we get different abilities.
And that's how it's done. Get it?
I suppose. It seems like kind of a hassle.
Maybe at first, sure. But once you get it down, it'll be second nature. You'll eventually learn how to maximize your personal strengths through wise upgrading and dismantling.
It does seem useful.
Right? If you plan to continue your crusade, upgrading may give you the edge you need. Of course, those who are inadequately prepared for battle probably won't end up on the winning side.
That's certainly true enough. And hey, if it'll make me stronger, I'm sure I'll figure it out. If it'll help me take him down.
Okay, so we've consumed Dial's Tail, we got a new smithing item. So we're going to immediately take advantage of this. So we are currently working on the Amber Blade. So let's go ahead and just do an easy enhancement. We got bonus damage. Our goal is to get the attack 7%, but I doubt we'll get it. Oh, we did get it. Well, that's just unfair. So one thing the game doesn't really teach you is that the enhancements that unlock are random, how many it'll give. So you can see like this one only needed a +1 and it got the 7%, where the other ones just got a generic bonus. And one thing that is kind of annoying to do, and I have to be a little careful with how I menu, is the game was saying that when you dismantle things, you get additional materials. What it doesn't tell you is that if you upgrade it first and then dismantle, you'll get more varieties of materials. So I spent 1 amber to upgrade, but now I get 2 back. So I might as well just do this. So we're just gonna mass dismantle here, if that makes sense, chat. So I will not really go backwards to these other items. So let's see, if I were to dismantle the Blood Blade, I would get 1 bronze. I don't know if I got the thing that doubles it or not, so we're gonna check. No, so I just go neutral. So I can spend 1 to get 2 back, which is actually not too bad of a trade. But more importantly, chat, you might have noticed that when I'm doing this, I'm also getting additional fluids and powders, so we'll be taking advantage of that. Okay, well, I will dismantle the top one then, because I don't really need this. And we're just going to do the same thing across the board. If we're lucky, we will get the attack up. We were not lucky. That's fine. It's not the end of the world either way. So we could spend 1 to get 2 back, or we could just dismantle for 1. But it's always better to do it. So here's another good example. So by just doing the +1, we can get a coarse tempering powder back. Now, the downside to doing this, as you might imagine, is that it will absolutely go through our gold. So by the end of the game, we're going to need several million in order to deal with that. But I will spoil it, chat. Money is not an issue later on in the game. So we're just going to take advantage of whatever we can at the moment. And we got another 20% experience for that, so that is great. So again, if I feel like I'm running low on anything, I could just spend a little bit to buff us. Now, this is a very advanced item, so it requires gold scrap. But fortunately, we have... Oh, wow, that just gave us everything we needed in one try. Well, that's just unfair. That is actually just unfair on many levels. Well, we should probably go back to the Twin Charm. And we got that to upgrade. We'll just upgrade everything at least to +3. Unfortunately, it seems like I'm missing a bronze scrap. So what else can give us bronze scraps? It's the silky one. Okay, let's try to remove that then. So we have to be very careful with our item management here. Like, I could potentially just get rid of all of these boots, but keep in mind there's going to be party members that join us that haven't learned these skills yet. So if I get rid of these, I want to leave at least 1 or 2 pairs of boots behind, which is what I'm going to do here. I can't buy any more items. So unfortunately, I can't enhance my bronze items any further. But this is also a fortuitous bonus. So we have an advanced item. So that requires a different material. So we might as well enhance this. We did not get the nullify chance, which is okay. As we can see, the Amber Garment can potentially give us 5% extra health. And it did. So that is phenomenal, chat. We are getting very big bonuses to our characters now. I will upgrade one of the basic items, because as I said before, other people will have to come into the party at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the next kind of batch of things. As you can see, as we slowly enhance the item, not only are we getting more armor, but the first enhancement bonus is improving. So if Rokuro were to equip the natural waistcoat, we'd spend 15% less of the time being staggered, which is absolutely phenomenal. And look at this one. This one's kind of interesting. Recover 25% of the damage you take. Now, if we could get this one would be phenomenal. Oh, we got it in one try. Okay. Well, Rokuro now has an ability to help tank through hits. So that's always good, chat. I would like to recover 25% of the damage I take. So we have one last set of equipment. So we're going to go ahead and hopefully get the bonus there. We did not get it, but hey, we're now stunned for 27% less of the time. So if I wanted to beat the bat without using an item, like in the combat, I should have probably waited for this, because not only would our stats have been so much higher, but we'd also be stunned for a lot less, which cost us the victory. But it's fine. We beat it while we were there. So we want to make sure we have, as I said before, different ones upgraded. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade a Void, because somebody's inevitably going to need it. We're inevitably going to switch over to the Earth Ring. We're inevitably going to switch over to the Aqua Ring. And also inevitably, we're going to switch over to the Wind Ring. We'll improve this one. So now we have a good variety of rings for upcoming characters. Oh, I forgot we didn't do boots as well. As you can see, like, we're not getting a whole ton of armor from this, but it is improving our focus. That's always nice. Now, I notice I'm getting kind of low on amber, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and junk these for extra materials. So I've been burning a few coarse tempering powders to get it to +3, so now I can kind of make up that bonus again. So it's just warning me that one of my materials is already at 99, so I can't benefit from it. Technically, if I wanted to really scrounge up the cash, I would sell sell materials whenever I hit 99, but it's not mandatory. So you can see the first 2 upgrades just require the fragments, but the next one requires the coarse tempering. I'm used to going through the menu very quickly, chat, so if you want me to slow down or re-explain something, just let me know. But I usually just power on through, because I try to do it as quickly as possible to reduce the time taken in the menus. So I think with this, we're very low on amber, but I think we could get a majority of it back. Oh, I apparently had some bronze here. Oh. Okay. I could get some of the bronze back. So we're going to go ahead and just get that doubled up amber. So now we're back up to 23 scraps. And now we have 6 bronze, which is pretty solid, I would say. Was Rokuro equipped with anything that wasn't capped? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Not too bad, chat. So we are much more powerful. Now, I forget where we can see the bonus. Like, I think if I unequip, we might be able to see it. No, I can't see it in there. That's a shame. So the more plus bonuses we get, chat, just for clarity, the more little in-game bonuses we receive. So I'm not able to quite see it here, which is a bit unfortunate. But essentially, we want to continue stacking these because these allow for things like we're only starting with 3 souls and have a cap of 5. As we get higher to like a plus 50 bonus, we'll essentially start with like 5 souls and our cap will be 9 souls. So our combos will just get absolutely outrageous after a certain point. So we might as well just continue to do this. If nothing else, it adds a lot of bonuses here. Oh, we can also see our equipment bonuses here. So we're getting a lot of bonus attack power, which is kind of nice. So not too bad, chat. We're all decked out in plus 3s. That's pretty strong. Our attack power is not too bad, but more importantly, we have the Amber Blade with the 7% extra attack, because I would just like extra damage. As I said before, we'll end up switching to other items, so unfortunately, we'll have to sub off of these. So I might as well lower our power now, because I'm not expecting to get into any serious fights for a little bit. Just see if there's anything else. So there's a lot of resistance rings. I'll switch them over to the Void Ring, which has a 5% chance to nullify non-elemental damage, which is not too bad. Not too bad at all, chat. So I think with that, we are done with the item management. I want to save because I never want to lose progress on the smithing. So there, I went as quickly as I could through that. We'll keep the leftover items for later, because I'll eventually want to gather a lot of coarse tempering powders for the higher level upgrades. But right now, my cap is only plus 3, so I can't really take advantage of them yet. Chat was asking what drink Magilu had in the tavern, so I will check for you, chat. She has empty glass, and also disappearing table. Oh, there we go. She has some kind of pie? Not quite sure. Or stew. It's kind of a strange graphic. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. So for now, we're just gonna go ahead and leave town. So we are much more powerful than when we started. Because again, just think every single upgrade of this is like 6 extra attack, 6 extra attack, 6 extra attack. Plus we got a little more defense. So I'm just scanning around to see if there's any non-skit related dialogue. Looks like it hasn't reset yet. So we'll go ahead and leave through the storehouse.
Well, it looks like we'll get the repairs we need.
Maybe, but that's only half of our problem. Without a proper crew, we'll wind up shipwrecked again.
We don't have time to find one, and we can't hire a ship without permission.
We'll just have to do what we can. But we've seen where my sailing skills get us.
I'm not forcing you to come. I'll do it alone if I have to.
I wonder if there are any free sailors around.
I wonder where we could get a sailor, chat. If only we met somebody with the sailing skill. It could be anybody, chat. So I see that I did not technically collect the chest, because I died earlier. So let's go recollect that chest, and then we're gonna head to the ship. Again, we'll have to be very careful with how many encounters we get into here. But fortunately, once we leave this particular area, I will be able to do dangerous encounters, and they are the best way to get money early on, and also the best way to get grade, I think, in general. Potentially, like, towards the end of the game, if you're playing on Chaos, I think you could get, like, 400 plus grade per dangerous encounter with one of those mini-bosses. It gets really silly. If only they knew a lizard, meh. It could be anybody, Kirk. So for now, we're just gonna walk along here. It taunts us with the treasure chest count in the upper left, saying that there's a chest we can get. But no, we do not have the ability to get that chest yet. I'll collect these souls, though. I think I'll get into 1 or 2 more fights, just because I don't want to waste boss level grade. And we could show off, like, just how much more damage we're doing in general. It's rather silly. There we go, chat.
They were nothing.
We got an immediate plus 30 health, which is not too bad. So we're going to switch her over to the next item, which will reduce her health greatly. But we also get non-elemental damage reduced by some percent. And that needs 211 points to master, so that's a great item to put on for a boss fight. I think what we'll do is we'll fight enough just to get rid of the boot upgrade, I think. So we'll just fight like the next 3 or 4 encounters. And then we'll just choose not to fight at all. So we really don't want to risk getting into that dangerous fight. Yeah, chat, we're doing so much more damage. It's actually silly. Like, look at this. Oh, I think the bonus for having at least... It might be plus 10. I'll double check for you, chat. I think the reason we're doing so much damage is that we got a new ability. I'm just trying to see if we could see it in here. Should be like damage. Yeah, there it is. So we're getting bonus damage against stun targets due to all of our plus bonuses. So we actually have a massive damage spike if we could get a stun off.
Here I come.
So it already roughly does double damage when that happens, but we could scale it to like such an absurd number. Because if you remember in the beginning of the game, it literally did double damage. Yeah, we go from 38 to 97. We're almost dealing triple damage, chat. That makes no sense, but I love it. And this is going to speed up combat significantly. Like, that enemy is ultra dead. There's nothing it can do about it. So we got the Amber Boots mastered, so we're going to move on to maybe Calcite. So we lose a little bit of armor, but we get more focus and power, which is great. And you know what? I'll greed for one more fight. We shouldn't get a dangerous encounter off of 4. I'll reset it with a quick save, just in case. Like, look at that damage, chat. We're just killing them so much faster. Thank you, game. That poor enemy, chat.
Come on, really?
We got an Ember Blade plus 2. Why, thank you, game. Normally, I think that does not happen. I think that's just a perk of the new game plus to save you some time. So if we were to dismantle that plus 2...
Did the demons you killed turn back into humans?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Remember the demon that attacked us near the coast? When it died, it turned back into a human. Every demon I've killed has stayed a demon. So I was just wondering what was different.
Do demons stay demons when they die? But what about Nico and the villagers I killed?
Maybe it's just a case-by-case sort of thing.
Who cares? A corpse is a corpse, whether it's human or demon.
Yeah, I guess being human again doesn't help much if you're already dead.
Exactly. All that matters is that the demons I devour make me stronger. Nothing more.
So as I was saying before, the plus bonuses are not like super overpowering, I would say, for the new game plus playthrough we're doing. However, it saves us a lot of time with materials, because instead of just getting 2 material back, we could potentially get 4 or 6. So that just saves us a lot of time. So now we're going to check on the ship, chat. Hello, shiny object. We'll see what you are. Oh, money. We don't really care about you.
She's hopeless. Her keel's busted. It'd be faster to build a new ship.
Her keel?
You could say she's like a man with a broken back.
And how in blazes did you end up running aground here? I wouldn't think it possible.
If you can't help, that's enough. Go back to town.
What now? Do we try to find a new ship?
I can't think of anything else. I just hope we have time.
O Empyrean Inominat, hear my prayer. Blessings and honor unto thee. This frail flesh a sacrifice to be thy foundation.
Sister.
Oh, Oscar! What brings you here? Your face! What happened to you?
A demon got the better of me. I've been summoned back to the Abbey, but I thought I'd stop by on my way.
My poor brother. I'm so sorry.
There is pain, but I can still fight. The scar will serve to remind me of my inexperience.
An underhanded foe, no doubt.
No. The demon saps her enemy's strength with her left hand and turns it against them.
It was a girl with black hair and eyes full of fire. She poses a threat for even a seasoned Praetor. Please, take care, dear sister.
It was her!
Teresa?
Understood. I will. Worry not. A failure as minor as this is not the end of the world.
To be honest, I came hoping you would cheer me up like that. Well, I do believe I recognize those earrings.
Of course. I treasure them dearly. Thank you.
They suit you just as well as I thought they would. I must take my leave now.
Lady Teresa, we've captured a stowaway.
I wasn't stowing away, you twit! I merely boarded without permission!
You're a collaborator with that demon woman. Where is she?
Your tortures are useless against the mighty Magilu! Because I'll spill my guts just fine without him.
Oh no, chat, we're being betrayed. So I was just kind of laughing because I was thinking about the voice actor again. So I believe that was the same actor as Vishnu from Rune Factory 4, and indeed it is. I was thinking the voice sounded a little familiar, chat. Anyway, let's continue onwards for now. Hey Starman, how's it going? Church is evil listening to this theme. Definitely. I like the Abbey theme. I think it's just what that one is generically called. Yeah, I know, Magilu. How could you? So we're just gonna get into a quick fight here. So we're gonna take advantage of our Consuming Claw, which is just absolutely overpowered. I love it. We'll hopefully get a stun off of this, and we did. So you know what that means. Combo reset time. And we'll just aim for another stun. The enemy gets launched. I do my cartwheel kicks. I got the stun. Combo resets. Ooh, we got paralysis that time. Thank you, game. Oh, I love this move, chat.
Come on, really?
We actually leveled from that and got an attack +5. Not too bad. So unfortunately, this calcite blade will end up being a very big downgrade for us because we haven't upgraded the equipment and we also lose that 7% attack power. But you know what? We'll take this because we'll learn a new master skill. But if I feel like I'm struggling in a boss battle, we'll switch it out. Hello, Pinoy. Saying it's Jesse from Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have not actually played that, so I cannot confirm or deny that. I will assume you are correct, though. Ooh, looks like we are coming across some people here, chat, that are not normally here.
There was word from the Abbey. They're holding a public execution for a witch who tried to draw demons into the city.
Is that so? Sounds like a real nasty character.
I'd stay away from the city if I were you. It's a common tactic for Lady Teresa. Threaten one criminal to draw out their allies.
Are you saying I'm a criminal? Pot calling the kettle black, isn't it?
That's why I'm warning you. Lady Teresa's top class, even among Exorcist Praetors. I wouldn't think badly of you if you fled.
A witch? It has to be Magilu, huh?
It looks like the Abbey is onto us. We'd best assume they've already found the tunnel.
No sense trying to buy a ship now.
Then don't buy one. Steal it.
Steal a ship from Helaviz. Just the two of us.
We have at least one other on our side.
Dial?
He said he can navigate. If he joins forces with us, all the better.
That could be. But what happens to Magilu?
I suppose that's up to the Abbey.
I like how we're like, what do we do with Magilu? Where we're like, things happen. Kind of love that. Also, Kirk, you would probably be more familiar.
Sorry, Magilu. Rest in peace.
Sorry, Magilu, rest in peace. But the voice actor for Oscar is also Zhao Yu and Gan Ning from Dynasty Warriors, Kirk. Maybe that's you might have heard the voice from there. Something is preventing us from using the infinite bottle. Oh well. So, actually, out of curiosity, does it let us go into the town at this point? No, it doesn't. Okay. I can see the icon is already grayed out. So what happens if we try to go in there? What does the game say to us? Do you think the Exorcists have assembled their forces? Oh, it says, I bet on it. They're trying to set a trap. Well, that was kind of quick. Let's do that again. And they've got the numbers needed to surround their prey. Okay. So, we are not going to go back to the village, but we're instead going to head back to Dial. So one thing we should probably do on the way there is just recheck the equipment store, because we could get more equipment to junk. So one thing I will say that makes me a little sad when you play New Game Plus, or even just the game for the first time, it takes a while before you get something that speeds up your field movement. It makes me kind of sad that we don't have it. Quite sad, chat. We'll move faster at some point, I promise. But for now, we'll just have to brave it out. Velvet, you're so overpowered. So beautiful. So let's scroll, not scroll, let's climb up this particular ivy. So we unlocked the shortcut before. I would want to just do a quick pop into the village, mostly just to buy some items for later. And then we'll go meet up with Dial. So not seeing any new dialogue here, which is fine. I wasn't really expecting any. But let's just go ahead and purchase everything. Hey, a calcite belt, that's new. Again, we're just kind of scroll through and buy everything. So let's go ahead and enhance the current weapon we're using, because we do need that +3 if we can get it. Ooh, nice. Forgot that that was the thing we were looking for, so I don't think there's anything else in here I'm really interested in. We'll hold off on a lot of enhancing dismantling, as I said before, because I won't really benefit from it too much at the moment. Huh. His dialogue doesn't... Oh, we have to talk to him a second time. I was going to say, we saw that last time. Old man says, and Dial's father is totally innocent. Please just leave him be. Okay, that was the dialogue we were missing there. New dialogue. That's a good one, Chris. Let's go ahead and do a nice little save here. Now, because we touched that little magical portal before... Oh, skip.
You really go all out, don't you?
What do you mean?
Look, you're using Dial, threatening the guild, abandoning Magilu. You see?
I'm not abandoning her. She can take care of herself.
Nothing stops you, does it?
There's a lot I don't understand about Magilu, but I know she won't be killed so easily. Besides, I'm sure she's already told the Abbey everything she knows about us.
You're probably right.
That means we need an ace up our sleeve. Like a demon they believe to be dead.
Oh, we have another skit.
Alright. One last good sharpening and I'll call this blade done. Do your blades need sharpening too? I'd be happy to take care of it for you if you want.
No thanks. I was taught never to leave my lifeline in the hands of another.
Sure. Sounds like you found a good teacher. I don't care if it's me who does it, as long as you're keeping them well maintained. Just in case you don't already know, after you sharpen your blades, you should rub them with clove oil and wipe them down with wool.
Yeah, I know. I was taught that too. By the man who killed my brother.
Also, Kirk, kind of expanding upon the talk we were just having, he also voiced Leonardo in many versions of TMNT, but you probably also might have heard him from Venture Brothers, Kirk. He was Dean Venture. Which I can hear it now that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that seems more obvious to me in hindsight. So let's take that little shortcut that we earned earlier, and we're just going to use that to go straight to Dial. So, don't think I missed anything over here. We'll just collect a bonus soul. We have a lot of souls, but can always use more.
What are you two doing back here?
Things didn't work out. We'll lend a hand with your raid.
Awfully presumptuous, aren't you?
I'm a demon. Comes with the territory.
You got me there. Ah, gods. I think that's the first time I've laughed since turning demon. But are you sure? It's suicide, you know.
Maybe not. I have a plan. The Exorcists have a hostage they're using to lure me into the city.
Then we can sneak in through the tunnel into the storehouse.
No. I expect they'll have an ambush ready there. So instead, we hit them with a direct frontal assault.
You call that a plan?
No. I call it a feint. As their forces converge on the front, a second group slips in via the tunnel, strikes the docks, and secures a ship. After that, the two groups meet up and we all sail away. And I want you at the helm.
Answer me this, then. Who's making this frontal assault of yours?
I will, naturally.
That works. When?
Tomorrow. Can we rest here until then?
Make yourself at home. Nothing so comfy as a bed of tar.
Velvet? Hey, Velvet?
Laffy?
You were crying out. Were you having a nightmare?
Oh, Laffy, it was terrible!
Hey, come on, let go of me. I have to go. I have something important to do.
What's that?
Arthur told me to come meet him at the Shrine of Tranquility.
No, Laffy-set! No! Listen to me! Artorius is... he's going to...
Are you all right? You were tossing and turning.
I'm fine. It was just a dream. If you don't want to go with me, I understand.
That wouldn't do. How can I repay you if you die?
You are an odd one.
Am I? I always thought of me as just me. Velvet, who's this Artorius?
My target. He killed my brother.
We're ready. Dial should be at the entrance.
Let's get going then.
So Starman in the chat saying Rokro is voiced by Ben Diskin. I'm not as familiar with him. I was just doing a quick look up during that. Apparently he did the presumably English dub of Joseph Joestar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. See, he did a couple of voices of Digimon fusion characters like Shoutmon. I'm not as familiar with the other ones. So, I was gonna say, if people recognize the voice actors, definitely feel free to shout them out and give them credit. I'm not as familiar with it, but I will try to bring up any references. I think he voices, from the stuff the stream might recognize, I think he voices Attack from Berseria, or at least he does in the anime version of it. These kids next door. Thank you, Starman. As number 1 and 2. Kirk saying that Artorius killed more than just the brother. It's very true, but that's all we're focused on at the moment. So let's go ahead and leave the caves. I was gonna say, always feel free to share knowledge, chat. It's very interesting kind of going through. I'll probably do a quick little lookup of some of the actors later.
Sleep well?
Just fine, thanks. And your special concoction?
Ready for deployment anytime. By the way, I never caught your name.
Velvet.
We'll sail together if you live, Velvet. If not, at least I know what to put on your tombstone.
You've got a sharp tongue.
I've always been that way.
Right then, we're off to attack Helives.
You heard it, chat. We're just off to attack Helives.
That reminds me. Where do you think that boy who took the compass ran off to?
Helives, I'd imagine, since Malakim are always tethered to exorcists.
That means we might run into him during our attack.
Are you getting squeamish about killing the boy because you feel indebted to him for healing you?
No. If he gets in the way, I'll take him down.
But?
I have to remember to thank him first.
Right.
Does that bother you at all?
No, not really. I just know that Malakim don't taste very good.
Malakim don't suit your palate? I'll call that a positive.
So I'm seeing in the chat, Chris is saying Laphicet's voice actor is the one who sang the theme song to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate intro and voices Annette in Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's interesting. Oh, I'm not allowed to use my teleport bottle. That's a shame, chat. So we're gonna do one more quick... I was gonna say quick save before I get into combat. I took one step too far, chat. That's a shame.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you were expecting me.
Well, we're gonna do our best, chat. Again, we're gonna bait the stun. There we go, got the stun. Let's go for paralysis. We got the paralysis. We'll go for stun again. We're gonna combo reset. Go for paralysis. Oh, that was easy. Well, that was easy. I thought they would have a little more defense. Thank you, equipment enhancement. Okay, now I want to perform a quick save. Now, as you might imagine, we're going to be coming into quite a series of fights. So, as we look around compared to before...
Are gone. I was right. It's a trap.
Velvet actually said exactly what I was going to say, that all the townspeople are gone, so there's no guards talking about the village to the west. We're not allowed to enter any of the establishments, so that is what it is. I think we collected just about everything we needed here, so let's proceed further. So we could see some mysterious figures waiting for us on the stairs, and quite a few soldiers up ahead.
Wow, look who actually showed up to rescue me. Oh, you're more of a softie than I ever gave you credit for, demon lady.
You're here. You're the demon that escaped the island?
What if I am?
You hurt my dear Oscar. You will pay for that. Slowly.
Demon lady.
Come and face me then, Exorcist!
So let's go ahead and wail on this character for a little bit. Again, we're gonna fish for the stun. The moment we get the stun, we could do our real combo. There we go. Now let's reset it, and we're gonna aim for paralysis. I'm gonna reset it again, aim for paralysis. Did not get it. That's fine. We'll do this attack, which is not too bad. I don't think I have anything that lifts people off of the ground yet. No, I don't seem to. That's a shame. So we'll do our best. So at this point, I just want to kill this enemy without burning more glass. Hopefully I could get paralysis, but it doesn't look like the game is going to give it to us. Which is fine. Oh, we got the stun at the very end. How nice. Now we have 5 souls. So as you can see, the combos just kind of never end if you do it right. So that poor enemy is definitely going to die to this. I don't even have to get a status ailment from him. This attack alone should kill him. And it did.
Demons should be simple for you.
Like, that's just so unfair, chat. This move is amazing. So again, we'll fish for the very low chance paralysis, just because we'll get the extra soul from it. I have just enough for another break soul, but oh, I was gonna say I just wanted to get one more soul, and we got 2. So we're doing excellent, chat. These poor enemies have no chance against this, honestly. Look at that combo reset.
You fiends! All exorcists, as I hoped.
Okay, so I do have one off the ground. That's what I wanted to test. So not only does Velvet's Break Soul break guard, but it also lifts the enemy off the floor. So if my combo leaves them on the ground for whatever reason, I could just lift them up off of that. That's pretty unfair. So we'll demonstrate it one more time. So he should fall down. Oh, well, he died. Never mind. We'll demonstrate it on the next one. Ooh, blocked me. So roll off the ground him just to stand him up again, and there we go. Just wanted to showcase that. Rokuro's voice actor also voiced Keel in Rune Factory 4. Interesting. Thank you for the information, Chris.
Hang in there, Velvet!
So we're doing exceptionally well in this fight, chat. It's a little slow since we're not using the most overpowered of equipment, but it is pretty silly nonetheless. Ooh, so much damage, chat. Kill him with the Consuming Claw, and now we've beaten that fight.
I admire your endurance, but you will regret this soon enough. Number 2.
You can't finish your own work. Coward.
I won't fall for your taunts. That arm of yours is too dangerous. Besides, to dispose of demon filth, one ought to use an appropriate tool.
Well, I've got tools of my own. Tools of flamestone, sulfur, and oil.
Those will explode.
There you go, Kirk.
Our stores of flamestone!
Rokuro!
I'm with you!
Just see yeah bomb the town in the chat.
Hey! Aren't you forgetting someone?
Well, looks like
What are you all doing? After them!
looks like we rescued Magilu after all.
Teresa, the ships! The port! It's all on fire!
Orderlies, put out the fires at once!
Now's the great escape that we're gonna attempt to make. So didn't really get too much experience, sadly. Not an okay amount of grade.
Move it! We're ready to set sail!
I won't let you escape! Never!
Okay. So, Teresa does not have anywhere near as much health as any of the previous boss fights. Honestly, I feel like she's a little bit of a step down. But we do have to be careful about the spells, as they will do a ton of damage. So our priority on Chaos Mode is to take out both of these Molochs. Even if they didn't have the power link, they are probably more dangerous than she is. So she has quite a few different things that can mess with her stats. I don't think there's anything in particular we can really glean from it. But things like Geostigma, I don't really want to deal with, and Kaleidoscope Ray are kind of nasty. So we have to be very careful with what we let the enemy do.
You deceitful snake!
I'm a demon. Spare me your sermons.
Then you can pay with your life!
So we're just gonna wail on the little kid, it's fine. I kind of want that other soul. I'm gonna run for it, chat. There we go, got the stun. Let's finish off the small child. Take that, small child. Oh, you're using Pyrogenic Ring, which is a close range attack, which will not really help you. Number 2. Poor game. Goodbye, number 2. We're gonna absolutely destroy you. So that's both the Molochs down, so that's not too bad, chat. I think we got this in the bag.
See this?
Ooh, missed it slightly there. Gotta be careful. So again, we're just fishing for the stun. We're doing a lot of damage to her, so this shouldn't be too bad. There we go, we got the stun. We'll stand her up again, just to continue the combo. Ooh, look at that hit count, chat. Nasty. Ooh, I'm out of souls, which is a bit bad. Oh, she had a new AoE. Look at her go. Ooh, we even paralyzed her. Nice. Let's get burning on her as well, if we can. So her weakness is person, but we don't have an ability that can hit it. And she's resistant to water, which is fine. We don't have any water moves on this character. So we're just kind of walking all over her. There's not really too much she could do about this. Look at that damage, chat. We'll stand her up again. We're not done comboing her. Look at that damage, chat. Ooh. What a nasty combo. Nasty. It's true, we took them out in numeric order.
I give you this order. Do it, number 2.
The kid's gonna blow himself up!
Okay, that is kind of unintentionally funny when she kicks him.
To think you were a demon! The crybaby exorcist?
I wasn't crying!
2 praetors. Not looking good.
Knock them back. That's an order. Knock them back, or I'll eat you.
An order?
Now!
Why? Why would they do such a thing to us? We're finished! Helives is no more!
Curse you. Curse you.
Such ghastly demons. The Abbey, no. Lord Artorias himself must be informed.
So I'm seeing in the chat that Teresa's voiced by, or she did the voice for Minoru Mineta, which I think if I'm very bad with acronyms, but I think that's My Hero Academia. I will let you know, chat, that is one of my biggest weaknesses. I am very bad with acronyms. But that was a pretty clean victory. I think that was the first Chaos boss so far that we kind of decimated. So I definitely feel like those equipment enhancements are now kicking in, where I felt like we were doing quite a bit of damage, but not like overwhelmingly so. Unfortunately, due to not using any items, we've now gotten a lot of different things out of the way. Chat saying we're good people, look at the state of the town. It's true. We're very good people, chat.
Well, that turned out better than I expected. Though we wound up with a little extra.
Extra?
He looks like he'd be a scrumptious midday snack for you.
A snack?
She's just teasing.
No. If that's an order, I accept it.
Should we really be taking this kid along?
His arts will be useful to us, and we can always get rid of him.
Precisely. Malachim are tools. Use them and ditch them. Isn't that right, number 2?
Yes.
So chat is confirming that the voice actress's name is Brina Palencia. So actually, chat, because we're given a chance to save, I think we're actually going to pause here for now. So that way we kind of have a flow going. So I think next weekend we'll focus more on what happens after we get the ship. So let me switch over. I'm seeing a reference to Xillia 2. I am struggling to remember their names in Xillia 2. That was a game where I got sort of far into it, but I didn't enjoy it as much. I'm not sure if I'll stream it. I technically own it, but I feel kind of iffy on it. I think in terms of combat, that game is kind of interesting in the fact that there is a lot of complexity to it. But I think at the same time, the main character didn't really jive with me in terms of controls, because I'm not a huge fan of stance switching, and that character had 3 different movesets, which to me was a lot to keep track of when I'm trying to think of elements and things like that for the weakness combos. And it was definitely not a super strong story, and I'll leave it at that. But I think I probably will go back and play most of the older Tales games. I think a couple of them just like straight up just don't really work with emulation very well. Like even if I wanted to showcase it, I think Legendia is one of those examples where it just it looks very funky. Like somebody's like facial texture will get mapped to the camera, so their cheek just like points all the way to the camera and blocks view. It's really silly. I don't really know why that happens. And I think, for example, even if I wanted to play Tales of the Abyss, it has some issues with the PS3. I recall, like, there is a certain dungeon you go to that will just absolutely crash the game. So I think that would kind of break flow if I did that game. Not that I would want to play Abyss specifically either. But definitely some of the older Tales games, like Tales of Destiny, like literally the first one in the US, and then Tales of Eternia / Tales of Destiny 2, I would consider playing, or any of the... Maybe both of the Xillias. Probably the first one more than the second one, I would say. But I think with that, we could just do a brief recap of what we've seen so far. So we get to see a little more of, I would say, Velvet's cavalier attitude to party members either being added or being dropped, as we were not really there to ever rescue Magilu. It was kind of funny where Rokuro just kind of goes, "Rest in peace, Magilu." Like, we had no intention of actually saving her. So I always find that very interesting when you compare that to some of the other Tales or even other standard JRPG protagonists. So I would say from a humor standpoint, these skits speak more to me than some of the other games, in particular the sarcasm coming from Velvet and the semi-dark nature of it overall. But there's some kind of funny quips here and there for each of the characters. So it looks like our goal is still to go to Logres, the capital. So I think next weekend we'll see what happens now that we have a ship and we manage to not only take Dial with us, but we have number 2 with us, who does not really seem to have a lot of free will. He's very willing to sacrifice himself if it's an order. So there's something not quite right with him. You could kind of see the way he's drawn to. He's got those vacant eyes. So we know something's going on with him. Maybe things will change over time. But for now, I think it's safe to say that this is a good point to take a break. So I'd just like to thank all of you in the chat. I always appreciate seeing the different comments, and also definitely any of the supports from the follows or recommendations that people give. I really do appreciate it. But I think I'm going to say for now, I hope you all have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.